this is not an art.
If you do not want to change, if you do not want to better yourself, if you do not want to break outside of this matrix, if you want to live in your comfortable delusion that they have built for you,
my evolution with the gyarados from Magic Carpet. I ain't finished shopping till the whole world is in my cart. When you fucking with me, get you a role and play your part. Beneficial functionality.
If you
strategize
do
smart,
not want any truth,
always feel this
don't
hard.
want to
Don't
understand, if you are not here
dealing shitty cards, I'm trying as hard as I can against all of the
something
odds.
that's outside of your own mind and accept others' minds and opinions and the way they think for themselves,
I will never get up tatted over my heart. Never my senses heightened and my weed up in the
if you
jar.
are not trying to be positive, if you are not trying to help create solutions while we discuss the problems and how they got here,
while you chilling in the crib,
you do
got
not
your chick
belong
in my
here.
car.
Negativity,
Every time you hear it tripping like
hate,
that shit sounds bizarre.
disrespect,
Your favorite rapper
name
tried
calling,
hard, still
those
is
things will
smart.
not be allowed here
Still
on
like
this
the fuel
platform.
to the game, watch
And
it
not
spark.
in this
My
empire.
lines burn like blunts,
We
getting
are
smoked in
the
the dark.
ones,
Hella
the true
cooking shit up.
Americans
If your
that
ass
want
wanna
to
spar,
be
barbecue your
free
beef up
and
like the seats in
stand
my car.
as we have
Cool
always
yourself
stood.
out refrigerator and jar. Baby rappers been acting like this is not an art. This is not an art. You forgot about that part. Lately rappers been acting like this is not an art. You forgot about that part. Yo, what up, y'all? How y'all doing? You know we in the building. We had to do this one again. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the post-work show. We up in here. Anybody that did overtime this week, well, thank you. You make the world go round. Anybody that came up in here and they put in some work on a regular shift, thank you. You helped the world go round. All you lazy motherfuckers that ain't doing shit, why the fuck you here for? Anyways, we in here. And the best thing we could do for society is participate, motherfucker. What's wrong with you? All right? This is a grown-up show right here. No little kids allowed. We got a special guest in the building, possibly my future co-host, Miss Aphrodite. How you doing, Miss Aphrodite? How you doing, girl?
I'm good. Hi.
That's what's up. Hell yeah, today was a great day. I know you put in some work. You was putting in some work.
I'm so tired though, if I'm gonna be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a good time watching that movie though, because that movie was great.
Yeah,
Um, but I
definitely.
had so much stuff to do today, and on top of that, tell me why family drama is so crazy out here. Like, tell me why over the weekend we have family drama, and then today we have family drama. And clock that. Why is it feeling some type of way? Also, why my brother come over and for some reason my dad want to pop off. I don't know why, but he did.
Oh shit. I'm sorry to hear
Like
that.
I really don't understand why, but I truly feel like he feels like the world is attacking him.
Mm-hmm. Damn. So he's in a pretty precarious decision or position where he's got a lot going on in life, kind of chip stacked against him, kind of thing.
No, I feel like he's more like the person who's like trying to get more.
Well, let's move things to a lighter hearted subject here. So, what do you know about the war so far in Iran? Because, you know, we got some current events to cover. I haven't looked at the news today, but you know that.
Me neither. It's okay.
All right,
How do
so
I
what do you
feel
know
though? I
about
don't
it?
know.
Yeah, what do
I
you
don't
know
really
about
know.
it? Like, how do you feel? Do you think people are dumb for even talking about it? Like, what's up?
No, not really. Like I don't really have much care about it. Like people talk about it, but I have no reason to involve myself, you know? Does that make sense? Like I get it. It's our country fighting there, but like in the end of the day, are we fighting for our country? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But I'm not gonna say that just because, some things it's just, just like that.
Yeah.
But honestly, if I'm gonna be honest, I feel like in my position, I don't really need to involve myself unless it really has to involve myself.
Okay, so like if the war comes here,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, what if the war already did come here in a couple different ways, like sleeper cells, different attacks on different. Well, there was this ROTC, so that's the recruit officer training corps. So basically, the officers that are getting trained to go into the military to tell the, grunts what to do, they were in a training session in class, and a guy that from, the Islamic, nation came and attacked. He was an illegal immigrant. He came and he attacked that classroom, and one of the teachers got killed. And I think 3 of the students subdued him and stabbed him to death, which is pretty insane.
Yeah, that does sound pretty
That's
insane.
pretty insane. And then in Texas, right, they even had they had a whole, it was like at a bar, 13 people got shot by this guy. He had a
That's crazy.
shirt on or a hoodie on. It was property of Allah, and he was an illegal immigrant, all this other stuff. So it's like, there's this huge fight about ICE. Okay, that's the guys that are deporting everybody, right? But when Obama was doing it, everybody was fine with it. See what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
all these immigrants have been running around hurting people. That's not fair. It's not cool. And now they're finally being held accountable, and it's like, why is there such an outrage against officers doing their job to protect your family?
Yeah.
It's pretty heavy shit. So I don't really know I don't even know how to feel bad for these people, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, are we wising up here a little bit? Let me see. I'm gonna grab this little thing here. We're gonna see what's on the current event log. Let's see. Pull up that YouTube real quick. Let's see. Get that. Ain't nobody wanna see about it. Ain't nobody trying to hear about no Cardinals. They're washed this year. They're washed. Not doing it. Alright, let's see. So this one was 3 hours ago. Let's see what Trump's doing in the Oval Office right quick. Oh wait, what? Christians revolt? Ooh, let's get some details. Apologize if anybody's feelings get hurt ahead of time.
Tuesday.
Bye. Woo! Woo! Damn, it's already Wednesday. Ooh, did you see him?
And I had some time.
My bad. Go ahead. What'd you say?
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I had to run that real quick, and then before we move to the serious topic. But what were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying that I ate some tacos today, so it was a pretty good Taco Tuesday.
Ooh, Taco Tuesday? I forgot all about Taco Tuesday. Damn. Yeah, fuck it. I had a bagel. Oh shit. Run this real quick.
Alright, those right there are called copyrights, and it's a sensitive topic, so our channel, our company, whatever I say and whatever she says or whatever those people on the screen say does not reflect what my company believes and thinks. My company believes and thinks all about money, so we'll just leave them out of this. Alright, so for everybody that came today, thank you. I appreciate you. You guys are awesome. Before we get into this, I just want to hit y'all with one of these because you guys are winners.
I say tonight, members of Congress, the state of our union is strong. Our country is winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much. And I say, no, 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 you're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud.
You guys made the nation proud. Thank you for being here. We did our best. We tried to stop the war, but guess what? They want to fight, so we're going to let them. And we're going to talk shit while they fight. All right? We're going to jump into this real quick. Any last words after that? Do you have anything you want to say?
Not much, besides what an amazing job.
All right, here we go. You heard it from Aphrodite herself. We in this bitch.
For years, radical jihadists have been betting that American Christians would stay quiet, that you'd bow your head, back down, and let it happen. That bet just expired. Churches across the United States are allegedly being stormed. Muslim prayers chanted over Christian congregations mid-service, and the pressure on American faith communities is reaching a breaking point. Look, but what started overseas is now on U.S. soil, and the movements behind these attacks thought they had this country figured out. They didn't, because American Christians are organizing, pushing back hard, and what's coming for the groups funding and coordinating these disruptions inside America could be the biggest crackdown this country has seen in decades. Stay right here, because what happens in the next few months will decide whether your church is next or whether this ends now.
I believe they're going to cancel the 6:30 City Hall meeting because everybody's chipping the fuck out. They're chipping the fuck out. I don't have bananas. Chill out. I don't have bananas. This is not America. This is an insurgency. They are taking over our country. They're taking over our country. They want us all dead. Let's go. Wow, what's happening now? People are pushing.
Damn, do y'all see this shit? This is wild. Are they really
It's
fighting over
crazy.
this? They want us dead, and they're like, what the fuck? Wow.
That's
bro.
crazy.
Damn. Any thoughts on this at all?
Besides the fact that it's crazy and for like no reason at all.
Would you be out there doing this shit?
No, that's too many bodies.
What the fuck is this?
Whoa. This is Dearborn, Michigan right now.
Yes, this is Dearborn, Michigan. Any racist is not welcome. No races here. If you can't be peaceful, but every race is welcome. If you're a racist, you're not welcome.
At all. We do not.
Every race is welcome. 1, 2, 3. Our president is a pedophile.
Something is shifting in America, and the corporate media won't touch it. Christians across this country, in Michigan and New York and Texas, are standing up and saying enough. Not with violence, not with hate. With their voices, their presence, and their convictions. Here's the situation, plain and simple. Millions of Americans are watching their communities change faster than anyone voted for. They're seeing city officials bend over backwards to accommodate one group while ignoring another. They're seeing churches close while other religious institutions get city permits and political cover. And they're asking a simple question. Does the First Amendment protect everyone equally, or just the politically convenient?
The Christians today are open idolaters.
They insult Allah, saying that he has a son.
Very first problem I see in America, Christianity.
Do not take the Jews and Christians as your close friends. This is a command from Allah.
Let us take these lessons and teach it to our children. Teach them to hate everything about kufr.
Drawing the boundaries when dealing with the enemy, when dealing with the disbeliever. They overtake the disbelievers. يجاهدون في سبيل الله ولا يخافون لومة لائم. They fight in the path of Allah and they do not fear the headlines.
The question they raise is, why do Muslims hate us? Why are Muslims full of hate against the West or Christianity or Judaism or anything? The Quran tells us the truth.
In Islam, we do not resemble the non-Muslims, Jews, Christians, or anybody else. But you know what's the worst thing? Is to resemble someone who's your enemy.
The Crusaders, the Wasp,
The fake.
الصليبيين الحاقدين المجرمين وخونة حكام العرب والمسلمين اللهم احصهم عددا.
Alright, so they basically cussing us out in their language. It's crazy work. They're basically calling us enemies. They're saying we're beneath them. And then they're saying their God, Allah, is insulted because we said he had a son. I never said
That's
Allah had a
crazy.
son. You're saying Allah is God, and I'm telling you, no, Allah is not God, because God has a son. That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
See what I'm saying? You see how they're trying to bully me into believing Allah is God, but I'm letting them know Allah doesn't have a son, so he can't be God. So
Yeah.
whatever they're worshiping is not God, because God
Yeah.
has a son. And a Holy Spirit, right? Not a spirit of kill and death and destruction. And then you can lie, like, to get your way. In the Quran, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's like
That's what
lying
I
is
said.
okay.
It's crazy. And that's wild.
I know, man. It's controversial. Like, no, it's
Yeah.
not controversial. That shit's idiotic.
It is.
I mean, the cool part is, like, you can have wives and stuff, and they gotta shut up. But
I
other
don't.
than that,
I guess. Stop sugarcoating it. I'm not gonna lie.
that's about the only upside to that whole religion. Okay?
Yeah,
That's it.
I guess.
I mean, for women, it's like, there's no upside.
Exactly. That's why I said I guess.
It's pretty sad. But we'll
You
keep going
think?
through this
You
first
think?
It's okay. It's okay. I love Jesus.
That scene in Dearborn is not ancient history. That happened in America. The tension there isn't about religion at its core. It's about a political failure. Decades of unchecked immigration policy, zero assimilation requirements, and local officials more afraid of bad press than bad outcomes. Working families in that neighborhood didn't get a vote on how their streets would look today. The broader debate, the one Washington refuses to have honestly, is about what America asks of people who come here. Every prior wave of immigrants assimilated. They learned English. They pledged to the flag. Some of their kids died in American wars. That expectation didn't disappear because it became uncomfortable to say out loud.
Did you make any converts in Palestine ever? Did you mean Muslims converting to Christianity?
You have to be careful.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. She showing hair, or is that a dude? I'm confused. Is that a guy or a girl?
I think that's a girl.
It says Jimmy Kacheski? Or is that Brenda? No, that's Jimmy Chakowski. What? That's a dude?
That's a dude.
But I will say that I don't know there's Muslims that have converted to Christianity, but it's not something
That
you can do
looks
openly.
like a girl.
That is a dude. Okay, I thought that was an old lady for a second. My
That's
bad.
what I thought too.
Damn.
That's what I thought too.
Oh, shit.
Not that they're going to be killed, but it won't be looked upon well, and it's not easy to do.
They will be killed.
Actually, yeah, in Palestine?
Yeah.
You can talk to me. I guess it does. The interesting thing is I'm Orthodox. And in Orthodoxy, aren't really a proselytizing faith. It's a faith that becomes of what you are and how you live. You know what I mean? It says you don't actively do missionary work in a lot of cases.
Did you make any converts?
Nigeria has been facing Islamic jihad. They've been killing Christians in numbers. 7 out of 10 persecuted Christians anywhere in the world are in Nigeria. And it is a systematic, deliberate plan to obliterate Christians from that part of the world. Nigeria is the biggest democracy in Africa, the biggest country in Africa, and by the time the Islamists have complete access to Nigeria, they will pose a threat to the United States of America. Because Nigeria lies at the coast of the Atlantic Ocean, west of Africa. And across the other side of the Atlantic lies the United States. So Nigeria will pose a bigger threat to the United States more than Iran. Past 12 years, Nigeria...
In Kabul, they just murdered over 10 people. Yeah.
All right, so you see this shit? This is the shit they're not talking about. When you're talking about the war, this is the shit they're not talking about. And then look at how many subscribers that is right here. 66K. That's nothing.
Damn.
I only got 46 or some shit like that right now. Now, just imagine how many people haven't seen this. Look, only 22,000 out of billions of people. This is buried. See what I'm saying? Nobody sees this. But if more people in America, if this had millions of views right here, the whole minds would be changed of a lot of people. Because they're not seeing these clips. They're not seeing this.
Innocent Christians. Yeah. On Palm Sunday.
Now we gotta think about the algorithm.
Tanuba, where are you? As your people are slaughtered in the night,
As you sit in Aso Rock and you do absolutely nothing. You allow your people to be killed again and again and again and again. When will it stop? When will you hear the cries of Nigerians, of Christians? You can no longer deny genocide. They're being slaughtered. And you say there's no issue. You will regret what you are doing.
Some of those voices aren't fringe. They're coming from pulpits, from community centers, from people with American citizenship. And when religious leaders of any faith tell their followers that their neighbors are enemies, that is a problem. It is a problem when a Christian pastor says it. It is a problem when anyone says it. The question is whether American institutions have the spine to call it out consistently or only selectively.
These are his final marching orders. And in his final marching orders, if you want to look at it, chapter 9, it starts at 28.
These are the final marching orders of Muhammad, apparently.
All the way to 33. This is, again, according to the Sunni narrative. Now, if you accept the Sunni narrative, then this is one of the last surahs. But if you are one of those Muslims who say, no, these are just later embellishments, well, then you have a hard time because you can't situate the Quran. How do you know when the Quran was written? It doesn't tell you. It doesn't even give you a chronology. For example, if you go to Sunni tradition, there are two periods in the compilation of the Quran. There's what's called the Meccan period and the Medinan period. Mecki, Madani. Again, based on the Islamic narrative, for the first 13 years, Muhammad preached in Mecca. The tone of those chapters that are attributed to that period, very different. To you be your religion, to me my religion. Because he's outnumbered. He doesn't have control. And if he does try to make an attack, they'll squash him. So when you read those chapters from that period, if we take the traditional Sunni narrative, very tolerant. But let's get along. Okay, hey, you don't believe my religion, that's fine. To you, your religion, to me, my religion. That's like chapter 109 of the Quran. Says it, to you, your religion, to me, my religion. That's what they'll often quote. But they quote in the context when they're outnumbered. Then you have what's called the Medinan period, the period where he now goes to Medina and he becomes head of state. The tone changes. It goes from, to you, your religion, to me, my religion. Then you enter Medina. Okay, now, since they oppressed you, you can fight back. Self-defense.
This is where the hypocrisy cuts deep. The same media.
So, this is a lot of the basic principles of Islam, and this is what we're up against. Because a lot of people want to say, oh, it's about oil, then some people are saying, oh, it's about artifacts, and then there's people that are saying it's about, shit, something stupid. That's why I can't think of it. It's so dumb, and it's so common. People use that as an excuse. But the only thing this is a reflection. Because if we're not looking at this bigger picture, it's a religious war. It's a battle between what I think and what they think. What you think and what they think. This is what the battle is. It's an ideology. Because if a bunch of people with the same mindset, they all get together, what do you think is gonna happen when you're around them? You're gonna have to go by what they think. Most likely, if you don't and you try to resist, you're gonna end up getting hurt because let's say it's 50 people versus you. Whatever the group thinks is probably what we're gonna do. Until it goes down like a ship and every man for itself, that's a little different. There is options where you can be more persuasive, more convincing, things like that. But that's using guile, that's using different things. You gotta be real stealthy when it comes to trying to implement plans, especially when you're on your own or if you have less people. Because when you're outnumbered, your idea kind of falls on deaf ears, especially if everybody else believes something different. So this is one of the defining principles of how this war is going to end up. Do people believe harder in Jesus, or do those people believe harder in Allah? Okay? And then it's going to be about numbers. Okay? Because when the killing starts over this ideology, just like it has happened in the past, we can't pretend like this isn't something that it's not new. There's nothing new under the sun.
That would run wall-to-wall coverage of one inflammatory pastor goes completely silent when the speaker belongs to a protected narrative. That double standard is not journalism. It's politics wearing a press badge. Now let's talk about what's happening in American public spaces. Cities have noise ordinances. They apply to concerts, to car stereos, to church bells in some jurisdictions. The question of the call to prayer being broadcast publicly 5 times a day in residential neighborhoods is a legitimate zoning and equality question. If the law applies equally, fine. If it doesn't, that's the conversation we need to have.
Then the final stage is chapter 9. Now he's amassed a large number of soldiers, according to the narrative, right? One of the greatest scholars, in my opinion, questioning the narrative, you had him. He debated, Robert Spencer. If you want what I consider to be one of the most knowledgeable Christians on the historical Muhammad, as well as political Islam, you won't get any better than Robert Spencer. So if you ever want to talk, really? He's amazing, right?
Interesting, because he gets a lot of hate and he's got a lot of controversy behind him. I mean, when I announced that I'm bringing him, they were furious about bringing Robert Spencer. Yeah.
He's my estimation. You know how people say this guy's the best, and that's an ego thing. May God crush our pride. But my estimation, I don't think there's someone more knowledgeable in political Islam and historical Muhammad than Robert Spencer from a Christian perspective.
Interesting.
He would be part of your, if you ever get an A team, he'd be part of it. Now, I mention him only because he would question these sources. But if you're a Sunni, because now my audience is now the Sunni Muslim, like whoever it is, if it's Daniel. According to the tradition, chapter 9, one of the final marching orders, he's amassed a large number of soldiers. Now he's telling them, go and expand Islam.
New Yorkers heard that and didn't choose it. That's the point. In a country built on consent of the governed, communities deserve a voice in what their public sound environment looks like. That's not bigotry. That's local democracy. The moment you can't ask that question without being called a racist, you've lost the ability to govern yourself. And then there's Syracuse, a church, not converted through dialogue or persuasion. Reportedly seized and renamed, now called the Mosque of Jesus. That name alone tells you everything about the intent. It isn't outreach. It isn't coexistence. Witnesses on the ground are calling it what it looks like, a territorial statement.
It's no longer defend yourself. It's now go and expand Islam politically, economically, socially. That's the context of chapter 9, 28 to 33. But now notice, Muhammad has to give them a pretext to attack. Okay, why are we attacking these people? You're going to see, it doesn't say because they threatened you. This is the Islamic narrative. It's because they believe differently from you. Right here, black and white. You're going to see it. So they don't think I'm lying. And if they want to get the commentators of Ibn Kathir, we're going to have a field day, brother. They can't tell.
All right, so it's right here, right? Who have believed, indeed, the polytheists are unclean. So let them not approach Al-Masjid, Al-something after this, their final year. And if you fear poverty, Allah will enrich you from his bounty. If he will something, Allah is wiping on you. Alright. Those who do not believe in Allah or in the last day and who do not consider unlawful what Allah messenger unlawful, and who do not adopt the religion of the truth, those who are given something here, hold on, until give jizya willingly or until they are humble. Okay, well, we're gonna have...
Tell me, doesn't mean this. Wait, what did Ibn Kathir or Qurtubi say? Right, but here, chapter 9, 28 to 33, we're going to read it. Oh, you will believe. Now, this translation says polytheist, but the term mushrikun, mushrikeen, it's much more broad than simply a polytheist. The term comes from shirk. What is shirk? According to the Quran, shirk is the one sin Allah will never forgive. But what is that? When you claim there are multiple divinities, or Allah shares his glory or attributes or sovereignty with a creature, or God has a son, you fall under that category. So according to Islam, all of you are shirkers. You're a mushrik. Whether you like that, why? Because if they ask you, do you believe Jesus is God's son? Mushrik. You believe Jesus is God's son? Mushrik. You believe he's Lord? Mushrik. Now the Quran says to fight you. And to the victor goes the spoils, or you pay what's called jizya. We're going to get there. So, oh, you believe, or have believed.
By the way,
indeed,
that confrontation didn't come from nowhere. When people feel their sacred spaces are being taken, not shared, taken, they show up.
Now, I actually saw that podcast. It was very enlightening. That was PBD podcast. That was a good show. I won't lie. It was pretty clean. You've been listening so far. What do you think? Do you think this is a spiritual thing? Do you think this is a political thing?
I find it just very interesting and satisfying how they just think that or process it in that form. Like, I don't have really a big opinion about it in my own process, but it's like very interesting how their opinion is very, like, they want their opinion to be big and be out there to know what it's like and everything, and I get that.
As far as like Islam or Muslim, right? You heard a lot of people starting to convert to Muslim lately. I've noticed a lot of black people or a lot of black guys doing it on Muslims now. Yeah, that's something I noticed, and I'm kind of confused on it. Like, I don't know. We'll figure out. This one's almost over.
And they're loud about it. That anger is not manufactured by pundits. It's coming from people who watched something real happen in their city and got zero response from local government. The silence from City Hall is as loud as anything said on that street.
We are hearing Azan. Come here. I think we may already got protected. Yeah. I never thought in my life he's going to be here hearing this in the middle of New York. Good.
That man's father served in the United States military. His concern isn't abstract. It's personal. And when he says, America as we know it will cease to exist, he's not talking about race. He's talking about a set of values. Rule of law, free speech, equal protection. Those aren't white values or Christian values. They're American values written down and fought for The argument is simple. Come here, embrace those values, build something. That's the deal. That's always been the deal. And then there's the religious rhetoric that feeds all of this. A Michigan imam on record reportedly calls Christians deceitful rogues under Allah's wrath, says they don't worship the same God, asks openly how Muslims can mix with these infidels. Those aren't private thoughts. Those are public statements made to a congregation, to a community, to children sitting in those seats.
Come here! Come across! That's fine, come across! You're scared, it's fine. Hey, get your scared job to drop you dead. Come on. You're scared, it's fine. You're scared, it's fine. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, Asad Tiger.
Sir, why are you out here demonstrating today?
Because Islam does not belong in my country. My dad fought these people in Iraq.
How do we stop Islamification in America?
And illegal immigration. That is how they are getting in. Americans who are willing to work, they work for cheaper, so companies hire them instead.
What would you say to President Donald Trump if you could say something to him right now?
If we do not end legal immigration, America as we know it will cease to exist in a matter of decades.
Would you like to explain what happened over there?
The police.
They're upset that we're here, you know, and they're over there waving flags that aren't from this country, and they want us to do something. So, but we're not going to because we're better than that.
What do you want to come from this?
I want it to be highlighted. I want more Americans and more Christians to see what's going on before it's too late and we end up like Europe.
Calling the birth of Jesus a pagan holiday, describing Christian beliefs as claims that bring divine wrath, telling a room full of people that their neighbor.
And he said, if we keep playing around, we're gonna end up like Europe. Damn. Did you hear about what's going on in Europe? How the Muslim is taking over?
Yeah.
Their laws, they have Sharia courts out there. That's crazy.
That is absolutely crazy.
I know, because like here's the thing. A lot of women aren't realizing that this is gonna affect you guys more than the men.
Yes, definitely.
So we need to get the word out there to all the females, shut this Muslim shit down. Or y'all gonna be married to the same dude, all of y'all. Right? That's crazy. You might as well pick one now before they force it, because in their religion they could just snatch y'all up randomly.
Are spiritually corrupt. That is not theology. That is a roadmap for separations and at its worst for hostility. The question every honest American has to ask is this: if a Christian pastor stood at a pulpit and said the same things about Muslims, would it be on the front page by morning? You already know the answer.
We see that the Christians celebrate the so-called birth of Isa alayhi salam, which is a pagan holiday. These rogue liars make claims against Allah Jalla wa'ala that are mind-blowing, so much so that hearts turn away from. The beginning of every Gregorian year, they make the celebration claiming that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a wife and a child. How can a Muslim after this celebrate, congratulate, intermingle with these kuffar, claiming that Allah Jalla wa'ala has a wife and has a child? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's wrath is upon them. He says, subhanahu wa ta'ala, indeed you have brought forth a terrible evil thing. And do not fall for the interfaith nonsense. These people give khutbah and come to the masajid claiming that the Yahud are not kuffar, the Nasara are not kuffar. No one is kafir. We're all the children of Adam. We worship Allah differently. Brothers in humanity, don't fall for this, ya ikhwa. This is the new thing that is going on today.
That language, telling children to reject their neighbors, framing fellow Americans as enemies of God, is incompatible with a free society. Not because of the religion, because of what it asks people to do with the person living next door. The same standard applies to any extremist of any faith who preaches that same hatred. The standard is consistent. The enforcement in this country has not been. American Christians aren't asking for special treatment. They're asking for equal treatment. The same protections, the same media attention, the same political urgency. And more of them are done waiting to be given it. They're going out and demanding it. That is the story the establishment doesn't want told. Americans of faith, standing their ground, refusing to be erased from the public square. Keep your eyes open and stay in the fight. Freedom in sight.
All right, that's the first one. Okay, what do you think? What do you think? It's pretty wild.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, we're gonna see what Trump is talking about right now, but yo, this is real. It's real. Like, you just witnessed them saying it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, to ignore that and be like, oh, illegal immigration is okay. I don't know what's in their cornflakes. I don't know. What? Yo, I'm like, I don't think I can get that high. I don't know what drug that is. Let's see. Okay, that was 5 hours ago. So they're doing bombs. All right, let's see what they're talking about.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Welcome back to YLTV on the Hour. We are live from Israel, bringing you the biggest headlines of the region. Well, it's 2 p.m. here in Tel Aviv and 7 a.m. in New York City. I'm Khaled Ben David, and here is your roundup of the latest developments. The IDF has announced that 4 soldiers were killed while fighting in South Lebanon. The fallen men are Captain Noam Madmoni, 22, from Sderot, Staff Sergeant Ben Cohen, 21.
Right here. These are the Israeli soldiers. I guess they were doing an operation right now in Lebanon. Hey, my plan was telling them to stop doing all that. They didn't need to do all that. All we need to do is make a deal. Everybody wants money, man, and security.
From Lahavim, Staff Sergeant Maxim Entis, 21, from Bat Yam, and Staff Sergeant Gilad Harel, 21, from Modi'in. All served with the Nachal Brigade's reconnaissance unit. May their memories be a blessing. Now, according to an initial investigation, the troops encountered a cell of Hezbollah gunmen at close range, exchanging fire and hitting several terrorists. During the evacuation of the wounded, an anti-tank missile was fired at the force. And last night, mourners attended to the funeral of another soldier killed in combat, Sergeant Laurent Ben-Sion, 19, from Holon, who served in the 401st Armored Brigade's 9th Battalion. According to an IDF probe, Ben-Sion was killed earlier this week when an anti-tank missile struck his forces. Now, despite these losses, Israel is signaling it will maintain what defense sources describe as, quote, effective control over South Lebanon, even after the current war, with operations against Hezbollah expected to continue beyond the active fighting phase. According to defense officials, the approach will rely on a combination of capabilities, including sensors, aerial surveillance, air power, artillery tanks, and limited ground forces deployed in key areas, rather than a permanent static occupation across the entire region. The strategy aims to prevent Hezbollah from reestablishing a presence south of the Litani River while continuing targeted strikes against infrastructure and operatives. The army says that over the past 24 hours, during continuing operations in South Lebanon, forces killed dozens of Hezbollah operatives attempting to carry out ambushes against Israeli troops. And they also discovered multiple stockpiles of weapons across South Lebanon. In one incident, soldiers identified an RPG-armed operative and opened fire, eliminating him before he was able to fire. Also, the latest wave of IDF airstrikes in Beirut targeted and killed senior Hezbollah commanders responsible for coordination with Palestinian terror groups. The military says it struck additional Hezbollah headquarters and command towers in Beirut as part of its ongoing operation against the group's leadership infrastructure. Defense Minister Israel Katz issued a statement sending condolences to the families of the fallen soldiers and also outlining the IDF plans for Lebanon.
בסיומה של הפעולה, צה"ל יתייצב במרחב ביטחון בתוך לבנון, בקו הגנה מול טילי הנ"ט, וישלוט ביטחונית בכל המרחב עד הליטני, כולל גשרי הליטני שנשארו, תוך חיסול כוחות רדואן שחדרו למרחב והשמדת כל אמצעי הלחימה שנמצאים שם. בנוסף, תאסר באופן מוחלט חזרתם דרומית לליטני, של למעלה מ-600,000 תושבי דרום לבנון שהתפנו צפונה עד שיובטח ביטחונם ושלומם של תושבי הצפון. כל הבתים בכפרים סמוכי הגבול בלבנון יהרסו, בהתאם למודל רפיח ובית חנון בעזה, כדי להסיר אחת ולתמיד את האיומים סמוכי הגבול מעל תושבי הצפון.
Defense Minister Katz. And it's day 32 of the war with Iran. And Israel is signaling it will align with any decision by U.S. President Donald Trump on the next phase of the conflict and a sign of close coordination between Jerusalem and Washington as the fighting enters a critical stage. A senior Israeli official says the government has made...
They're counting every single day on this war. Okay, he said 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, it's been 4 weeks and 2 days. Give him 2 more weeks and then start counting.
clear it will accept whatever course the U.S. chooses, whether continuing military action or moving toward a ceasefire. The official stressed this marks a shift from last...
Wait, what happened?
I said imagine that would have been funny.
I know, they won't give him a break at all. They're just on Trump's ass. And it's like, I know he's trying, like he can only do so much without the approval of the rest of the government, and the rest of the government's fighting him at every step.
Yep, pretty much.
So what is he supposed to do? If the government was working together, we wouldn't even have this whole thing happening. Like, I don't know, I don't like that. We'll go back to it. I like this one. I don't know what it is. Alright, so woo! I'm starting to get a little bored with the news, so I'm gonna skip through this shit a little bit.
CS conflict with Iran, saying that now, the moment President Trump makes the decision, we go with the decision. This as Trump is reportedly weighing whether to wrap up the offensive against Iran for the time being, keeping to his original estimate that the war would last 4 to 6 weeks. The Wall Street Journal citing officials close to Trump, quoting the president, up the offensive against Iran for policy shift, and is expected to draw some close domestic scrutiny as well as international attention. Here's what Ben Gvir had to say.
מהיום ידע כל מחבל, וידע העולם כולו, מי שנוטל חיים, מדינת ישראל תיטול את חייו. הצדק הזה...
Hold on, let me see real quick. Because I want to read what he was saying.
What Ben Gvir had to say.
מהיום ידע...
Alright, right here, from today inward, every terrorist shall know, and the whole world shall know, he who takes life this state of Israel will take his life. Okay. Oh, okay, bet.
כל מחבל בידי העולם כולו, מי שנוטל חיים, מדינת ישראל תיטול את חייו. הצדק הזה...
All right. This justice needs to be seen and done, and starting tomorrow morning, with the help of the blessed God, it will be done.
צריך להיראות ולעשות, וממחר בבוקר בעזרת השם יתברך, הוא יעשה.
Alright, damn, they hit us with a commercial. My bad, guys, my bad. You know how they want to get us money spent.
And meanwhile, the Balkan nation of Kosovo has approved participation in a planned international stabilization force for Gaza as part of a broader multinational effort to support security and post-conflict reconstruction in the Gaza Strip. Now, under the current framework, Kosovo is expected to deploy a contingent of approximately 100 to 150 troops. Their role focusing on supporting security stability on the ground, including assisting in the protection of humanitarian operations, helping to secure key areas, and working alongside other international forces under a coordinated command structure. Kosovo's participation comes as part of a small but growing group of countries contributing to the international force. The deployment is still subject to final coordination and logistical arrangements, including...
For all the people that wanted to know about Gaza and Lebanon, they finna get ran through real bad right now. Real bad. Look at that train. That's a long ass train. What you think?
Yeah, it is very much so.
Look, all these dudes is in these guns.
Which is crazy.
2, 3, 4, 5 dudes with machine guns, easy. And then that's at least a 6-seater. Like, yo, they ready, they strapped up.
Timing and rules of engagement as part of the wider international plan for Gaza. Countries that have now agreed to contribute troops to a U.S.-led stabilization force for Gaza under President Trump's peace initiative include Indonesia, Morocco, Kazakhstan, Albania, and now Kosovo. The mission aiming to...
Oh, so the president might have took a couple pieces from my plan? Let me find out. And you know what's crazy? The senator, they called me right at the end of work. Me and you were on the phone. They called me and they were like, hey, you wanted to speak with the senator. I can't get you on the phone right now immediately or anything, but you can send in that PDF you said you have, blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right, bet. So that's one of the emails I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be sending the PDF. So, I mean, we could probably do that shit live right now. Look, he was supposed to have emailed me already.
Maintain order, support aid delivery, and helping rebuild infrastructure. Final details are still being coordinated. Here's Kosovo's Prime Minister Alban Kurti on his nation's participation.
Në fund të janarit 2025, ndan 500 euro për ndihmë humanitare për popullin palestinez në Gazë. Sot ndërkaq në rendite kemi propozim vendimin nga Ministria e Mbrojtjes për të kërkuar nga Kuvendi i Republikës marrjen e vendimit për dërgimin e Forcës së Sigurisë Kosovës në mision në Gaza si pjesë e Forcës Ndërkombëtare Stabilizuese.
Now, joining us now for more on all of these stories are Reserves IDF Lieutenant Colonel Avital Leibovich, now Director of AJC Jerusalem, and we are joined from Bahrain by Ahmed Khuzai, a political consultant there. Thank you so much for joining us. Avital, I have to start with the tragic news out of Lebanon, the 4 soldiers fallen in combat there. Obviously, IDF paying a serious price for its operations, but trying to finally secure the north of Israel from Hezbollah attacks. I want to get your response, including to what you heard from Defense Minister Katz on the IDF's plans moving forward. How viable are they to finally secure the north?
So first of all, I would say that there are many homes in Israel which are full of concern and anxiety because their sons right now, whether reserve duty or regular duty, are inside Lebanon. The main goal, as I understand, is to really search for those weapon depots for storages of rockets and launchers and other military means, which Hezbollah actually planted and smuggled in the last couple of months. Now, the fact that we have this unfortunate news at the beginning of our day here with so many fallen soldiers is just a clear indication of the presence of Hezbollah on the ground there, which means that the ceasefire that Israel has actually signed with Lebanon in November 2024 with the American mediation here actually was not respected by Lebanon, because the first step was to clear the South Lebanon area from Hezbollah. And
got engaged with Israel on the 3rd day of the war, while the Houthis just started this week, which means that the other sleeper cells and the other militias.
Uranium, if that stays there with the same regime we have there, the regime of the Ayatollahs, then, you know, I see the motivation to continue and fulfill its part. And the U.S. understood that. And having understand the fact that it's Israel's security at stake here, they allowed Israel to continue and defend its borders, and I don't see that changing in the future.
any form of negotiations as well. I'll follow the footsteps of what Avital said. It makes total sense. I mean, if they're exchanging letters and all that, I'm not going to take this for granted, but I'm going to take 2 steps back to the past 2 negotiations that occurred between the same sides. If we talk
Certainly the latter. We're talking about an operation in the heart of Iran involving ground forces of some kind lasting several months. And really, how likely? I mean, I say this we have to note, and it was reported.
Not the ballistic missiles. For that, we have shelter, we have protection, we know how to handle the situation, not the explosive drones. This is the existential threat, the possibility of a nuclear bomb. And therefore, one of these 2 options need to happen.
Right. Well, that would certainly escalate the
with things as they are. We're talking about a ticking point for the Gulf states when it comes to the losses. So far, I think it was calculated at $60 billion for the first 2 weeks of the war. As long as the Gulf states say that they can endure this just for the fact that they don't want to risk an open war with Iran, means that they are trying to avoid a ticking point for them to get engaged in it. The second
of the Islamic Republic to take control of the situation or not. That's another issue. And I think what is important here, when we can definitely say that the regime change happened, when we can say that we need to see the change to the key fundamentals of these ideas of this regime. This regime has been built based on the Marxist Islamist ideology, and if we don't see any change regarding that with the people who are taking control of the country and who are contacting the United States for a deal, we would be sure that, okay, this regime will continue building its nuclear facilities, kind of aided by this regime itself. But at the same time, we should not forget that this regime has a great ally in the United States, and that is the Democratic Party of the US. We cannot deny the fact that it was President Carter who gave.
Okay, so basically what she just dropped is that the Democratic Party and all these people that are being pro-Islam that are here in the U.S. are the backup that the regime has. And so that's empowering the regime to want to keep their nuclear weapons and all this stuff, and wants them to keep the fight going because it's empowering them, because they feel like they have American support. I think that's very sad.
Yeah, agreed.
This is getting a little out of hand, and all they're doing is they're just letting me know that the way it looks is the way it looks. Like, this is getting ridiculous. Like,
the green light for the establishment of this regime. And when I see these kind of rallies, these kind of supports for the regime, I make sure that these people, it sends a big message to me that these people are totally disconnected to the Iranian public who are suffering under this regime, that their priority is to see the collapse of this regime. And another aspect of this war for Iranian people, including myself, is that we need to see that the President Trump would get the job done. And I think this is also important for Israelis and Americans, because we don't know who will be the next president of the United States. If this regime would have another, like a lifeline, this will continue building its nuclear facilities. But if a leader from the Democratic Party would be in the White House, they will be again helping this regime to work towards waging terror in the region. That's the reality that we cannot deny.
All right. Well, I will say there are some.
7 is that soldiers will be the buffer between the enemy and the civilians. The civilians cannot protect themselves. Women and children to the million in displaced people in Lebanon and to the attack against Israel over here. So that's one thing. Second, about what our defense minister said. This is very, very clear, actually. We have to be there. We have to clear those areas from weapons. And yes, the reason that these towns are being destroyed is because the weapons are hidden inside those towns. The weapons are hidden inside the buildings, inside the neighborhoods. This is exactly Hezbollah's tactic of the human shield. And it
damn, dude, I'm telling you, look, when you talk about hitting somebody's hood, man, fucking drive-by, do a flyby. What is that?
That is crazy.
Yo,
a flyby.
Bro, that's crazy work. Yo,
that is crazy.
This bitch. What? Did you see that building just explode with fire everywhere?
Yes.
Or
it became
tripping?
Smithereens.
Like,
came
was
dust.
in there? Was that a body flight?
Probably.
Like, what the fuck, bro? That's crazy.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Too out of hand. Like, because the minute that happens to the United States, oh, it's a problem, right? Now
it's all over social media. All over social media.
This is wild. It's crazy that we're doing this to them. It's crazy that we feel like we have to do this.
Yeah.
What? How can... What the fuck? I've been trying to figure out what's the relevancy of this. Maybe it's the regime change they want because they think this is the core of Sharia. And if we nip this in the bud in their homeland, then, you know, maybe it won't spread. But I think the infection is too deep at this point.
Damn, yeah.
I mean, like, it's already all through America. The only thing we can do right now, well, hopefully, well, I mean, I can see how they're trying to do it simultaneously. Get all the riffraff out while they're bombing that place. So it's like multiple injections in different areas. So I get it. They're trying to surgically contain it. It's like a cancer.
Yeah.
They're trying to stop it from spreading.
Yeah.
You know? But, oh man, this is pretty bad. Because I'm looking at the world like it's a life form. And then I'm looking at all the countries. And then I'm looking at all the people in those countries. Like, what are their, what's their religion? You know, what do they believe in? What kind of job do they have? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think bigger, but like they're ruining the board, man. They're ruining the board. This is not a clean game.
It is doing that by using its own population as human shield. Look, the Lebanese armed forces refuse to get into those houses and disarm Hezbollah over there, and this is the result that we see now. We have to do it. It's very unfortunate, but we have to do it. Bringing these people back home means that we are bringing the resistance, the society of
began falling on Israel. Now, what impact is that having on the mental health of the home front, of Israelis having to run to the shelters several times a day and in the middle of the night? Well, joining us for more on that is Dr. Kathy Lowy. She is a trauma expert here in Israel and CEO of Emotion Aid. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's traumatic now. Now it's traumatic. Now Israel's being traumatized because they're getting shot at when they drop the bombs first. Okay, so you started a fight, now you got hit, you getting upset. I mean, come on, man. Like, we could have expected something. I mean, you running after some killers. You don't think they're gonna try to shoot back?
Yeah, it seems like you're poking a bear.
Boom. Guys heard it from Aphrodite herself. Israel is trying to play the sympathy card. I don't have no sympathy for this.
Me? Well, first of all, let me just ask you the first basic question. What is this prolonged exposure to this threat day after day now for more than a month? What is it doing to the mental health of this country? And of course, it's going to be different depending on where you are in the country, what age you are, maybe what access you have for shelters, etc.
Look, because stress and trauma is something which accumulates with time, we cannot only start with what happened a month ago, but we have to start from October 7th or, paradox. We are holding the amazing paradox of being so resilient. I mean, I've had my grandchildren staying with me and everybody goes to the shelter. But number 3.
How can I publish my...
Don't worry, we'll get to publishing books in a minute. We're not there yet.
I'm going to put a hand on my chest and a hand on my belly, okay? This helps me to bring back my attention to myself and to just feel what's going on inside my body and to this way, slowly restore the communication between my body and my brain. Okay, so that is step number 3. Step number 4, I just connect to the situation and feel what's going on inside me. And whatever there is, whichever way my body is reacting, I will just, observe it without judging it, without criticizing it, because there's nothing to be afraid of. Our body basically knows what to do. And if we are simply taking it in, it will restore its balance on its own. And finally, what is very, very important is to kind of count our blessings, and connect to resources, because whatever happens, we have resources. So, for example, if we think of preparing this Passover Seder tomorrow in crazy circumstances.
Okay, so be prepared. Put your hand on your chest and your belly, and try to understand what's happening inside you. And if you pee on yourself, it's okay. That's what I just heard. Oh shit. Oh man. Alright, I think we're done with this one. Alright, Israel, be safe out there, guys. Keep your head on a swivel. You don't want to get hit with that thing.
We want to go out right now. President Trump inside the Oval Office signing an executive order. Let's listen in.
Well, thank you very much. This was a meeting set up very proudly by us, having to do with voter integrity and mail-in ballots and stopping the massive cheating that's gone on. And so we're going to be signing an executive order. It's, I believe it's foolproof. And maybe it'll be tested, maybe it won't. I think it's very obvious what's said. And I'll ask Will Scharf to start off, attorney, a great talent, a very brilliant young man. And if you could discuss it, and then I'm going to ask Howard Lutnick to say a few words, and then I'm going to sign it, and we'll take a couple of questions. Okay, thank you.
Mr. President, as you said, you have in front of you an executive order that deals with a number of issues relating to election integrity. As you've consistently identified, two of the biggest problems we have with election integrity in this country are, one, inaccurate voter rolls that allow ineligible people to vote in various federal and state elections all over the country. And secondarily, you've consistently identified that vote by mail in this country has become rife with fraud. People returning ballots who aren't eligible to return ballots, ballots being sent to people who aren't confirmed to be eligible voters. So what this executive order is going to do is, one, we're going to take federal data, we're going to ensure that each state's election officials are provided with a comprehensive view of who the eligible voters in their jurisdiction actually are, allowing them to properly verify that everybody voting in their elections is legally able to vote. And then it orders the Postmaster General, the U.S. Postal Service, to take bold new measures to verify that ballots both being sent to people are being sent to people who are eligible to vote, and then that ballots being returned are being properly returned by eligible voters only. And we believe that combined, the measures in this executive order will help secure elections in the future and ensure that the many abuses of our election system in the past aren't repeated in future elections.
Right. Howard?
So the fundamentals of our democracy are built on voter integrity, right? We all need it. You've said it time and time again. It's a total agreement amongst everybody. So here's the idea. The states, right, run these elections. They will, if they want to use the U.S. mail, the U.S. Postal Service, they're going to get a code, a barcode from the U.S. Postal Service, and they're going to put that on the envelope. And we will have one envelope per vote. None of this time where we have no idea, there's no observers to mail, there's no envelopes, there's no certainty. That's all going to go away. And what the president is doing today is he's going to make sure that mail-in ballots are safe, secure, and accurate, and will have a clear distinction. If you voted by mail, you will have it on the envelope. Obviously not on the ballot, but on the envelope. So we will know 1 million mail-in ballots, there'll be 1 million envelopes, and you'll be able to know exactly, correctly, that citizens voted.
And this came up with some great legal minds. They looked at the various documents and everything that was going on, because the cheating on mail-in voting is legendary. It's horrible what's going on. And it's very clearly covered, very, very clearly. So I think this will...
Okay. This one's gonna be pretty simple. We might have to skip through some of this. But cheating on voting, I mean, isn't that fraud? Especially if it's a federal election. So I don't see how you could even allow somebody that's not a true citizen, that hasn't invested in the country, to vote at all whatsoever. It's crazy. So, I don't know, this one is pretty simple for me. I would definitely vote to have like the voter IDs and stuff. And here's the cool part. After I vote for that, I won't vote for nothing else. I won't need to, like, fuck it. Because I voted for everybody else to be able to vote safely. But this is a good idea. I don't know why this hasn't passed sooner. I don't know what the Democrats are scared of. I mean, if you guys are real, then you don't have nothing to worry about. You know what I mean? So, this one's pretty much over. We're gonna go through this some
help a lot with elections. We'd like to have voter ID. We'd like to have proof of citizenship, and that'll be another subject for another time. We're working on that. You would think it'd be easy. It's a 98% issue for Republicans. It's 86%. The thing just came out of poll. And it's 86% with Republicans and Democrats, not leaders, because the leaders of the Democrats cheat. And the only people that don't want to do voter ID are people that cheat. There's no other reason for it. Proof of citizenship, they want to be able to cheat. There's no reason. They have all sorts of reasons, excuses, but it's all nonsense. They want to cheat. But the Democrats themselves are very high. It's a very positive, very, very good thing. The Democrat voters, the Democrat leaders, guys like Schumer, who are corrupt, they want to use it for cheating because their policy is so bad with they can win is to cheat. When you have men and women sports, it's fine. It's wonderful. By the way, I worked very hard with the Olympic Committee and got that terminated for the Olympics. Very nice. Now, girls won't have to get beat up in the boxing ring like they did last time. If you saw those fights, too. People
I'm sorry. I don't know why that was so funny. No, girls don't have to get beat up in the boxing ring. Like, what? Why are girls getting beat up in the boxing ring? By dudes, that's crazy. I don't know. I can't get that one. I can't get that. Oh, man. That's
that transitioned, beat the hell out of everyone, out of other people, women. It was not a pretty sight to watch. So I worked very hard with the Olympic Committee, and we were able to get that out. So the Olympics will not have men in women's sports. But these are the things that they vote on. And that's why we're having a problem with them. They don't want ICE because they don't want people to be taken out of our country that are murderers, that are drug dealers, and that are people from mental institutions, the criminally insane. These are not nice people. And it's amazing. It's not even believable. If you go back trans, you're not mugged lately, but it's a very safe city now. We took great pains to make it that way, but it actually happened pretty quickly. Within 3 months, it was good. Within 4 months, it was very good. Within 5 months, it was great. Now it's more than 90% of the crime. And the good thing about that is when you get rid of 2%, it's not that many, you don't have a lot of crime. But Washington, D.C., we're very proud of. We're very proud of Memphis, Tennessee, and Louisiana, and New Orleans. It's going to be really great. So if you don't mind, I will take some time and I'll make the signature absolutely perfect. So it looks very good.
It's been... All right. So we're cutting through the noise. He's signing that executive order. It should be interesting.
So far, so good. Okay, so that's a big deal. Very proud of it. And I don't know how it can be challenged. You'll probably challenge it. You may say, find a rogue judge. You got a lot of rogue judges. Very bad people, very bad judges. But that's the only way that can be changed. And
Mr. President, as you know, there's issues right now with DHS not being funded. COSTAR is one of them, which is very important, especially with things going on in Toulouse and here in our own country. You have power to transfer control from the Department of Homeland Security to the Navy. Are you considering doing that?
No, I have a lot of powers to do things, and we use the powers where appropriate. Sometimes you don't have to use those powers. They're a little severe.
All right, you good over there, Aphrodite? You good? You good, Aphrodite? You good? Or you sleep? All right, let me know when you're back.
And then people accuse me of being a king. You see, the king, this is the new one. They've been trying for a long time, including 4 years where I was out of office watching how badly this country was run. But they've been trying for a long time. You know what they really are doing is they want to have people coming into our country. They want to have open borders. They want to have criminals coming into our country. They want to have people unchecked, unvetted, coming into our country that you can look at and say, this is not good. And that's what happened. They allowed 25 million people into our country. Many of those people were criminals. Many of them were drug dealers and murderers and people that were let out of mental institutions, prison populations in some countries. The Congo, almost its entire prison population was allowed to come into the United States of America, the Congo. Many of the countries in South America, they emptied their prisons out into our country. This was under Biden. And nobody can tell me that's a good thing. And yet, they haven't changed their ways, because if they ever took power, they would open up the borders and they would let people pour in and destroy our country. So I have many powers, but I don't have to use them. I mean, only in severe cases, yeah.
Mr. President, thank you. If you were able to sign the executive order to pay the TSA agents, why not do the same for FEMA and other agencies within the Department of Homeland Security?
Well, FEMA's different, because FEMA, I really believe that it's fine, but I think it's very inefficient. I think, we have smart governors. And one way to tell whether or not they're smart is how well they do. FEMA's a very expensive way of trying to put out a problem. But what I'd rather do is let the states do it and help them financially, but let the states do it. In other words, you'll have a hurricane in Florida, and people will come from Alaska. They haven't been to Florida. By the time they get used to it.
All right. So this is going to be the last one on this one. Once this is over right here, we're going to move into some more fun stuff. We'll get that AI section going. That segment is going to be interesting. And then otherwise, yeah, this one is pretty much tapped.
Problem can be solved. So I've never been a big fan of FEMA. I like to keep it local. I like to see governors and neighboring states help each other, as opposed to FEMA. FEMA is very expensive, and it really doesn't get the job done. North Carolina, they did a terrible job until I became elected a second time, and I went in. We had that tremendous water flood. There was a water hurricane that likes it, which nobody has seen. Land areas that never had lakes all of a sudden had lakes that you couldn't even get to it. And actually, we were helped by Elon Musk with his great communication system that worked very well. We were very lucky, saved a lot of lives. But no, we got to do things right. And if you don't do them right, we shouldn't do them at all. Yeah, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. After you said today that's the wrong word, and the stock market closed much higher, do you have thoughts on that? And also, a judge just ordered you to stop construction of the ballroom. How are you planning to stop?
Well, we'll appeal that, but it's not, I don't know, it's basically, I wrote a part of his opinion, but basically he's saying I need congressional approval. And he's so wrong. This is being financed privately. It's a donation that's being given by companies, very rich people, so that for 150 years they've wanted a ballroom here. We're going to have the finest ballroom, I believe, anywhere in the world. And he said, we need congressional approval. Well, they don't get congressional approval from the White House. When they do things, they don't, especially when we didn't ask for any tax money. We have no taxes. This is taxpayer free. We have no taxpayer putting up 10 cents. And I see right here, I just read it out. He said we need congressional approval. Well, we built many things at the White House over the years. They don't get congressional approval when they build in the White House. It's totally separate. And especially when it's a donation. I mean, the ballroom is a donation. It's gotten great reviews. People love it. And presidents for 150 years have wanted this ballroom to be built. Because when we have President Xi or other presidents or prime ministers coming, we don't have a big room. We have the East Room, which is very small. Years. They don't. To, let's see, what is that? To cover the safety and security of the White House and its grounds. So it says here very carefully, the safety and security have to be protected of the White House grounds. Well, that's what we're doing. In other words, he put an order on, and even that, he gave 14 days. We don't need it, because that's what we're doing. He's allowed to continue building as necessary. And the medical facilities that we're building, we have all of these things. So that's called, I'm allowed to continue building as necessary. This building was necessary for many years by the fact that I've built many ballrooms, and I built many things, and I was leave Iran, and we'll be doing that very soon. And they'll become tumbling down. And stock prices were up today almost to a record because they know two things. Number one, we have a safe country. We had to take a little detour because we had a madman named Khomeini who sadly is no longer with us. And we had regime change already. We've knocked out one regime, then we knocked out the second regime. Now we have a group of people that are very different. They're much more reasonable. I think much less radicalized. We've had regime change. We're dealing with people that are much more rational. And it's amazing what we've done. We had to make a little detour. So when the stock market broke all records just a few weeks ago, when it hit 50,000 on the Dow, 7,000 on the S&P, I said to the American people, it's time that we have to make a little detour because we have a madman who takes along the straight. But if they want something, but I would say that within 2 weeks, maybe 3, we're hitting them very hard. Last night we knocked out tremendous amounts of missile-making facilities. We, as you probably read or wrote, we knocked out. Excuse me?
Pardon me, the U.S. will be gone or done with the war?
I think we're 2 or 3 weeks. We'll leave because there's no reason for us to do this. Look, problem with this rate, a guy can take a mine, drop it in the water, and say, oh, it's unsafe. It's not like you're taking out an army or you're taking out a country or they can drop it. Or you can take a machine gun from the shore and shoot a few bullets on a ship. Or maybe an over-the-shoulder missile, small missiles. That's not for us. That'll be for France. That'll be for whoever's using the strait. But I think when we leave, probably that's all cleared up. Today, I heard tremendous numbers of ships were sailing through. We're negotiating with them right now. We have had regime change. Now, regime change was not one of the things I had as a goal. I had one goal. They will have no nuclear weapon. And that goal has been attained. They will not have nuclear weapons. But we're finishing the job. And I think within maybe 2 weeks, maybe a couple of days longer to do the job. But we want to knock out every single thing they have. Now, it's possible that we'll make a deal before that because we'll hit bridges, and we've hit some. We'll hit some bridges. Got a couple of nice bridges in mind. But if they come to the table, that'll be good. But it doesn't matter whether they come or not. We've set them back. It'll take 15 to 20 years for them to rebuild what we've done to them. They have no Navy. They have no military. They have no Air Force. They have no telecommunications. They have no anti-aircraft systems. They have no leaders. You know, their leaders are all gone. That's why we have regime change. We have nice new leaders. Peter?
Thanks, President Trump. You talked about how the ballroom needs to have a drone-proof roof.
Right.
There have been drone swarms flying over sensitive military installations in the U.S. over the last couple of weeks. Yeah. Reports are they don't look commercial and they can't be jammed. Is this another country's military?
I don't think so. We have a great system of. Do you notice that over the last 4 or 5 days you haven't seen very many drone hits, right? We have some unbelievable anti-drone weaponry that's incredible. But you want to have, like, for instance, the ballroom. We have a very powerful very steel roof with other things in it. And you want to have, if you're building a building for security, just like his judge's opinion. I mean, the advantage from the standpoint of defense is they don't go very fast relative to a F-22, that plane right over there. They go very slow. They can be also shot out of the air by high-quality aircraft, which we have more than anybody ever had.
And there was a viral video this week. I don't know if you saw it. Army helicopters hovering near Kid Rock's house in Nashville. Did you see that video?
I didn't see it, no, but I'm sure they had a good time.
Well, so the Army has said the crews of these helicopters have been suspended. What do you think of that?
Well, it depends. Well, they probably shouldn't have been doing it. Yes, you're not supposed to be playing games, right? But I'd take a look at it. They like Kid Rock. I like Kid Rock. Maybe they were trying to defend him. I don't know.
Does Iran have to make a deal for the U.S. to end its operation in Iran?
No.
Have you spoken,
Iran doesn't have to make a deal, no. Yeah, I've spoken to a lot of people. It's a new regime. They are much more accessible. They are right. You know, they said, we have a present for you, Mr. President, out of respect. And they said, wait a minute, you wanted me to answer the question? You're a fresh person. You know, we've had a lot of problems with you, haven't we? No, they don't. You asked me a question. No, they don't have to make a deal with me. When we feel that they are, for a long period of time, put into the Stone Ages, and they won't be able to come up with a nuclear weapon, then we'll leave. Whether we have a deal or not, it's irrelevant. Now, it's possible that we'll have a deal because they want to make a deal. They want to make a deal more than I want to make a deal. But in a fairly short period of time, we'll be finished. They will not be able to do a nuclear weapon for years. And when they are ready, maybe in a long time from now, able to do a nuclear weapon, you'll have a president that will be like me and that he will go there and he'll knock the hell out of them again because they cannot have a nuclear weapon. They are very radicalized people. They're very sick leaderships. And I will say, though, that the leadership we're dealing with now, with the new regime, because we have a new regime, and the new regime is much better than the past. No.
regime change. All right? Trump is saying that there's a regime change. It's already changed. All right? So, for everybody's knowledge, there's a new regime. We don't know who they are yet, but there's a new one, and we'll figure that out here in a second. This is almost over, and then we get to go into more fun stuff. Aphrodite, you there? All right, maybe she's still a little busy. That's fine. I'm gonna continue with this real quick. Once this is done, we'll check back.
The Iranian government threatened a bunch of U.S. companies today in the region, including Google, Apple.
With what? What did they threaten them with? BB guns? Or
Well, that's,
they don't have much left to threaten.
My question for you is, are you...
I don't know. I mean, what did they? You made a say. What did they threaten them with? I don't know. Tell me, how did they threaten them?
All I know is that they threatened them, sir.
What does that mean?
Fair enough.
You said something nasty.
You have the government in touch with these companies. Are you helping to backstop them?
You don't even know what the threat was. What was the threat? I haven't heard it. What was the threat? Did they say they're going to blow them up? They're going to hit them. They're not. You know what they're not going to do? They're not going to hit them with a nuclear weapon.
Is it something you're concerned about, sir?
No.
Iran's RBC issued a warning that they'll target 18 U.S. technology companies if the U.S. continues targeted assassinations of Iranian leaders beginning on April 1st. Those companies include NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft.
Most of those people are dead already. Yeah, Peter?
I got one. Here's an area close to the photo of what will be the Trump Presidential Library. It's a huge skyscraper.
In Miami?
Is that all a library? What else is going on?
No, well, it's a library. It's a museum or a library. It's a presidential, but I wouldn't start it till I'm out of office. I don't believe in building libraries or museums. It's really like the Barack Hussein Obama one in Chicago. In not a good location, and it's a very unattractive building that's seriously late and seriously over budget. I think you're going to see a great one here, and it'll go up on time, on budget. Best location in Miami. They say it's the best block in Miami, and the state worked with us.
People live in the floors.
No, it's going to be most likely a hotel. You know, this concept could be office, but it's most likely going to be a hotel with a beautiful building underneath and a 747 Air Force One in the lobby, which is going to be a trick.
And the Supreme Court tomorrow is going to hear arguments about your executive order trying to get rid of birthright citizenship.
And I'm going.
You're going to go to the Supreme
I
Court
think
tomorrow?
so. I do believe
and just sit there and listen.
Because I have listened to this argument for so long, and this is not about Chinese billionaires or billionaires from other countries who all of a sudden have 75 children or 59 children in one case or 10 children becoming American citizens. This was about slaves. And if you take a look, slaves, we're talking about slaves on the Civil War, and if you take a look at when it was filed, all of this legislation, all of this, everything having to do with birthright citizenship, it was at the end of the Civil War. The reason was it had to do with the babies of slaves and the protection of the babies of slaves. It didn't have to do with the protection of multi-millionaires and billionaires wanting to have their children get an American citizenship. It is the craziest thing I've ever seen. It's been so badly handled by legal people over the years. If you look at the original birthright citizenship papers, they all happened right after the Civil War. The reason was it had to do with the babies of slaves. And hopefully it's going to say, because our country is being scammed. We're getting all of these people, they're selling the rights to them. People are making a big living, getting hundreds of thousands and even millions of dollars from bringing people in and saying, congratulations, your whole family is going to be a citizen of the United States of America. That's not what it was for. It wasn't for billionaires bringing people in or family in. It was for the children of slaves. And what you really have to do, and I don't think the lawyers talk about it as much, look at when the Civil War ended and look at the date of when this was enacted. Okay.
Is this going to be the first time going to the Supreme
No,
Court?
I went once before, with the opening of the Supreme Court in the last administration.
And which justices will you be listening for most closely?
I love a few of them.
Ooh.
I don't like some others. And you know, you say what you want, but you have the ones that were appointed by Barack Hussein Obama and Biden. I don't care how good your case is. You can have the greatest case ever. They're going to rule against you. They always do. And it's not supposed to be that way. Now, the Republicans tend to be very different. They want to show how honorable they are. So a man can appoint them and they can rule against him. It's so proud of it. We're so proud we ruled against Trump. We're so proud. We're above it. There are those that say that's wonderful, and there are those that say they're so stupid. But the Democrats never fail at one thing. When Barack Hussein Obama or when Biden appoints somebody, they go along that line. You can have the greatest case in history. And almost, I guess I have to say almost, maybe I don't have to say it, almost without fail, those people, 4 of them.
All right, we're listening to this right now. Open panel, come on up, anybody that wants to.
Sometimes 5 of them, but 4 of them will vote against you. You don't have a chance. You don't have a chance. And that's not what the court system is. Now, the Republican appointees tend to go, and this has been long before me, this has been for many years. Some people would call it stupidity, some people would call it disloyal, some people would say they're right in doing it. And I don't mind being right, but the other side almost never does it. Almost. I think you can find maybe a couple of instances, almost never does. When a Democrat appoints a judge, and I'm talking about judges, not just justices, you go before some of these Democrat judges in Washington, D.C., and you don't have a chance. That's why I gave pardons to hundreds of people that were so badly treated, having to do with J6. Yeah?
President Senator, Next.
Oh, do you have a question? Let's go. I didn't see you over there.
Sorry.
You've been so nice. Here we go. Now she's going to hit me with a bad one. Go ahead.
On the Sacred Act, Mr. President, do you still think it's going to pass? Were you
I don't
signed?
know. It's just the craziest thing. The Democrats are totally against it. Again, they're unified. I think maybe you would have Fetterman, who I have a lot of.
Yo, what up, Joe? What you up to, bro?
What's good? I see you ain't got your mic fixed. Your shit low as fuck.
Oh, my bad. I'm not talking loud. You feel
But
me?
good to
I had
see you, man.
adjust it. How you doing, G?
Yeah. Who else up here? I see Aphrodite.
Yeah.
Good Aphrodite. Aphrodite might be getting something to eat.
Yeah, probably. She's been doing her thing.
I was about to
chopping it
type.
up.
I was about to type in chat that something bad about this dude. He is the biggest. Oh, hater. He's a hater. That's what I was thinking in chat. This dude be hating. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was skipping through this shit because, you know, he's pretty much, you know, saying the same thing. So I could, you know, skip through some of that.
Whatever.
So
Whatever.
far,
I
in
have.
sense, whatever he's trying to do, he's trying to get out in the next 2 weeks, like he planned on. He said 4 to 6 weeks. We're not at that 6-week mark, so we'll see what's happening. Deal or no deal, he's just gonna blow some shit up, and then we're bouncing.
Let's keep an eye and pay attention to the things we say, because I remember when he said 2 weeks and it didn't happen. Now you're saying that he said, hey, 4 to 6 weeks, this is the time frame. Let's see if
Well,
another.
that's what they were saying 2 weeks, or no, it was 10 days. No, I think it was 7 days in. They were like, this might be 4 to 6 weeks because there's some spots we need to hit, but we're ahead of schedule. And then it was 2 weeks. They said they hit all the main targets they wanted to hit. So it's pretty much done. That was around day 10 before that 2-week marker. I've been taking timestamps on this shit.
Okay, either way, then let's see. You're saying it's at
And
that
then they
time.
said
Let's
they
see.
got 90% around, I think it was like after the second week.
Wait. I just
third
want to
week
address
before
one thing
21.
right quick before you keep moving it around. I want you to hear what I'm trying to tell you. All I'm trying to say is let's pay attention and see if they stick to the time frame.
Yes,
That's all.
that's what I've been trying to do. Yeah. That's why. And then I found out that they may have gotten my shit, yo. Like they let some shit slip.
Listen.
Yeah, Trump has a 15-point plan, and they probably cut out the other points that had to do with Israel. You know what I'm saying? So I had a lot of points in that plan. It was 20.
Oh, you think he robbed you of your plan again?
You already know, bro.
This is stupid.
And then tell me why I work today, right? I'm getting off work. I get a phone
Yeah.
call from a random number. I'm like, hold on. This is my area. Let me see. So I answered it. And it was like, yeah, this is blah, 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 blah. Can I speak with such and such? I was just like, who is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, wait a minute. How do you know that name? What is this? Oh, yeah, this is somebody from the Senator Kelly's office. I was like, all right, bet. Okay. So
Did you say they called you at the gig?
Wait, what? They called me while I was at work. Yeah.
Damn.
So they want my PDF. So
They want what?
they want my PDF. They want it. They want it.
Wait.
Yeah.
Who? And you don't remember who they are?
No, I know who they are. It's from the Democratic Senator Kelly's office.
Oh, okay.
Mark Kelly, yeah.
But how do they know you got one? Did you send a notice
Because
or
I
something
told
to
them.
them?
Yeah. I told them. I sent emails and shit. I called
You
them.
didn't send the whole thing to them. You just sent what you're saying.
Yeah, I teased them.
Tease them. Okay. All right.
Yeah, because if I give
Well,
them
that's
the whole
cool.
thing, then they could just come up with the shit.
Did you look up Senator Kelly? And I got to tell you, the music is louder than you are. I'm trying my best here. If I keep,
My bad.
yeah,
My bad. Hold up.
if I keep asking you to repeat stuff. Yeah, that's too bad. I can turn it back up, man.
My bad.
All right.
I be moving shit.
I dig it. I like the music too. I like it. What was that?
Sometimes I'll just get real quiet and then the music will pick up.
This is much better. This is much better. The Senator Kelly. Did you look him up? I would have looked him up and saw who he is and all that.
I looked at all my senators for my state, and I reached out to all of them, and that's the one that reached back to me.
Oh, you had already looked him up. That's right. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm ahead of the game with this shit. I was trying to give him. I wasn't even trying to give him the golf one. I was trying to give him the immigration one. So that's why I was like, when he asked me about the golf one, I was like, wait, what? How do you know about my golf stability plan? I never told you those words.
And why would a senator of your state be asking for the Gulf stability plan? I don't know yet.
Like I said, I teased it. I offered up the like.
I mean, I would assume he's gonna do. I assume he's gonna do state shit as opposed to world stage shit. Right? That's the goal. What does your senator? Yeah, maybe he's thinking like that, right? He's got plans.
President Kelly, what?
Right.
I have a proposal. Like what?
That's right.
All the Democrats on this side, right? I know.
I'm tripping again with you saying Trump bitch your shit. I'm tripping again. That's just so funny to me. You got my shit, yo.
Like all of a sudden they got a bill come in and they didn't know.
I heard it was a 15-point plan. I didn't need to read it though. And I heard Iran said it was whack and they didn't like it. Some of it was no nuclear weapons. I did hear that part.
Oh yeah. They probably took a few pieces.
No ballistic missiles. That was one of them.
Oh yeah. I took all that shit out, but I gave them technology so they could be prosperous.
Oh, you didn't. You gave them solar panels and fucking hydro or something. That was lame.
I gave them all kinds
hydrogen.
Of technologies. I opened up the patents.
You might as well give them hot air balloons for cars. You might as well give them hot air balloons,
bro. Like, and the companies are supposed to be like, releasing the Tesla stuff and all that shit like that.
Yeah, you gave them just be patient. In a few years, we'll be able to help you.
Looking like a golden city.
Yeah, you ain't really giving them nothing.
Yeah, I gave them whatever they needed.
You sold them a pipe dream. Don't worry. 10 years from now, when your country's stable, solar panels will be super effective. We got people working on it. If that's what you're offering, I'd have been like, man, blow me.
I gave them grants so that they could come up with new industries and things like that. So
that is not
technologies.
It's not gonna help me now, though, right?
I opened up the door for patents to get released and things like that. So that's
none of that shit's helped them build their house, though. Maybe it helps them become inventors, but it doesn't help you when the oil runs out.
Yeah, but there's a relief package, and then those get dropped. You know what I'm saying?
What's the relief? Meaning you'll give them money and oil and stuff until they get on their feet?
Well, the oil's already gonna get opened up. Free oil is gonna be.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming they're gonna need a bunch more oil when you cut down their nuclear facilities.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't matter because they have oil. And then here's the thing: you're not cutting the nuclear facilities until like month 6. That way the transition is clean and they're more reliant on the other energies, things like that. So it's not something.
You think in 6 months they'll have effective solar panels? I don't know.
I believe that if everybody was put to work because they had jobs, see what I'm saying?
They would invent new shit. Most people are just regular workers. They can't invent solar technology.
Look, the blueprints and all the technologies already exist. All they need is the people to actually go and put the buildings up and shit like that. And then they have enough people to work round the clock.
The technology doesn't exist right now. We looked it up.
We did look it up. And it says that the technology exists.
Yes, but not enough to heat your home or crazy shit like that.
No, yeah, it does. It exists enough to heat your home and everything.
No, it doesn't. We looked it up.
China's even mastered it. Yeah.
Everybody uses solar power. I told you, my friends use it. Exactly what it could do. And on a cold day, they die.
Solar mountain.
They can't cool it on a hot day, on a really hot day, and on a cold day, they come in the house. They can't take it.
You gotta remember that is a controlled environment, a controlled solar experience. Okay, that is
I don't know what that
a
means.
massive solar project.
Yes, well,
Okay,
tell me the massive solar power project that heats homes.
it's not what it is ha- literally like 60% of Arizona or some shit like that is powered by the solar. We don't get most of our energy from that cam. That's what I'm trying to let you know. We get some of it, but we're way down. See what I'm saying? And we get
What
more sun
percent
than
of
most
Arizona
places.
is powered by solar energy? Okay. Natural gas 45%, nuclear 27,
Yeah, we
13%.
got some plants out here. All right, we got plants out here for sure. I know that for
Thir-
a fact.
13% of them use solar power.
At this point, because they're trying to make the transition, but you're seeing more and more buildings that just have them on there. So they're gonna
Yes,
lean to
but
it eventually.
they're just added to the existing systems. They're not on their own. I haven't seen that building yet. They
Yeah,
still need central air and heating that's run off of the system. They don't just hook the solar and be like, we're good.
Some of the older buildings have the natural cooling that was built in originally. I don't know why they don't zone that for all buildings, but it is what it is.
I don't know what natural cooling is, unless it's
It's like
underground.
an underground. Yeah, it's an underground.
Well, you can't do that in a high rise. And you got to run all of them air conditioners to keep all them people cool on a hot summer day. High rises use an enormous amount of fucking office buildings, enormous amount of energy.
Well, like I said, the older buildings they were built different. That's all I'm saying, and they don't allow that
Yes.
anymore for some reason. So you
Yes.
can have the tallest building. I'm talking about some of these hotels are still just
No, no,
no
no, no, no.
AC, just boom, just
What hotels are they? I don't know that uh, can heat and cool themselves. We've said underground. That's natural cooling.
the ground cooling. Yeah, that's how a lot of the desert stuff was. Even in
But they got to be built
Arabia and
underground.
all that stuff, Persia,
Yes.
they have these tunnels that go underneath that cool the
Yes.
air and bring it back up, and that's it. That's all you need. It's a circular thing. It
Wow.
comes from
Okay.
outside
I'll look
and it
into it.
goes down and it cools and it comes back up into your presence.
I
And
know
it's already cool.
if the house is half buried, that works. As far as a two
Basements are
flat,
cooler
as
too. If you go to
yes,
basement,
but as far as a two flat like I live in, I didn't know that was an option anywhere in the world. That there is something you can do and use the underground and cool your house on a hot summer's day.
yeah, they just don't
Anywhere
talk
in
about
the
it
world.
because they don't talk about it because there's no money in it. See, a lot of the technologies that are so simple and basic that the world provides naturally that we could tap into, they either ban it, they try to commercialize it, they patent it in a way where we can't even utilize it. Or if we do utilize it, we have to utilize it under these terms and conditions.
I agree
So it
with
won't
that's
be
a bit
able to
of a
make
pivot.
anything.
I agree that they had technology, but that doesn't change the fact that people who live in regular houses, uh, what will they do uh, for without nuclear power? They will burn more coal, which I don't think they have a lot of. Yeah, only 8%, and they will need to burn oil that normally they would sell and get rich off of.
If they would allow houses to get the ground cooling modifiers,
It's not
if
a
they would allow
thing.
them, no, it
Stop
is a
it.
thing.
Go
But if
find
they
it.
would, like I said, if they would allow it,
It's not a thing. You talk like you're so sure, but you're telling me it's hidden technology that no one speaks about. I
I'm
can't
not
just
saying
say
it's
it even
I'm not
exists.
saying it's hidden technology that no one speaks about. I'm
You
saying that
just said
it's
that.
one of those things that no one talks about and it's not hidden. It's just a thing. But I
Okay.
mean, look,
Could you find a video and show me? Since we're going to go with the theory that this exists and we're going to continue our model.
Got you. This is what they look like. All right, we'll try it short real quick. That way you can see this guy talk about.
Yeah,
So
that'd
we're
be great.
building our own house out here in the Arizona desert, and we're installing earth tubes. So we dug trenches at over 100 feet long
It's called an
and
earth
over
tube.
5
That's what they're
feet
calling
deep.
it.
In each of these trenches, we placed over 100 feet of 4-inch PVC pipe. We placed holes on the bottom to allow for drainage to keep the pipes nice and dry. 45-degree angles have been placed at either end to allow the air in and out of the tube. This should allow for cooling and some heat 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with no electricity. Don't forget to follow along to see how this all turns out.
Oh, that's nothing.
So
No,
we're building
no,
our own
no,
house.
No,
So
no.
we're
Stop. Hold on.
All right.
It works. It's been proven.
No. Hold on. Let me say. Don't get weird. And fucking. Yes.
Hold on.
So we're building.
Yeah, that'll do for small shit. Of course, it's cooler underneath, but on a hot day, that won't keep an entire home cool. For that won't be all you need. If he's saying that, he's lying. Find another one under whatever it's called and see if they. He didn't comment that it'll help with the system that you have and all of that.
What
shit.
if I told you that you could cool your home in summer and warm it in winter without using electricity? Sounds like magic, right? The answer lies beneath your feet. Today, we're exploring earth-air tunnels, a simple yet powerful way to control indoor temperature. In this video, I'll show you how it works, how to design one, and how to install it for maximum efficiency. Understanding the science behind earth-air tunnels. To understand how an earth-air tunnel works, we first need to talk about underground temperatures. Just a few meters below the surface, the Earth maintains a relatively constant temperature year-round. While the air above ground fluctuates with the seasons, the soil temperature stays much more stable. For example, in many climates, the underground temperature at a depth of 2 to 3 meters remains between 10 to 20 degrees Celsius throughout the year. This means that in the summer, the ground is cooler than the air, and in the winter, it's warmer. And this is exactly what earth-air tunnels take advantage of. The concept is simple. Air is drawn through pipes buried underground, where it exchanges heat with the surrounding soil. In summer, the air cools down before entering your home. In winter, it warms up, reducing the need for AC or heating. The deeper you bury the pipes, the more stable the temperature stays throughout the year. This is where fresh outdoor air enters the system. The intake is usually covered with a mesh filter to keep out dust, insects, and debris. Air is drawn into the system using a fan or natural convection. The air then travels through a network of underground pipes buried 1.5 to 3 meter deep. As air moves through the underground pipes, heat is transferred between the air and the surrounding soil. The longer the air stays underground, the more it adjusts to the soil temperature. Pipes should be buried at least 5 to 10 feet deep, where the temperature remains stable. A typical system runs between 65 to 165 feet long. For the pipe material, PVC is cost-effective, metal is durable, and concrete offers long-term reliability. A diameter of 150 to 300 millimeter ensures good airflow. Moist soil improves heat exchange, but excessive moisture can cause condensation inside pipes. A slight slope in the design helps drain water and prevents mold. Finally, the temperature-adjusted air enters the home, providing natural cooling in summer and natural heating in winter, reducing the need for AC or heating. How earth-air tunnels work in different seasons. Let's say it's the middle of summer and the outside air is 35 degrees Celsius. Instead of bringing this hot air directly into your home, it first travels through the underground pipes. Since the soil at this depth is 15 degrees Celsius, the hot air transfers its heat to the cooler soil as it moves through the tunnel. By the time the air reaches your home, it has cooled down to a comfortable 18 to 22 degrees Celsius, reducing the need for air conditioning. The system works in exactly the same way as in summer, just in reverse. Instead of cooling hot air, it now warms up the cold air. So, whether it's the scorching heat of summer or the freezing cold of winter, earth-air tunnels provide a simple, natural, and energy-efficient way to regulate indoor temperatures. By using the stable underground temperature, this system can significantly reduce energy consumption, lower your electricity bills, and create a comfortable indoor climate. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up to help it reach more people. And
All right, what did you hear? That it'll cool and heat buildings? What did you just hear from watching that video?
Now, what I heard was there's room for nuance. Now, what's the nuance you want to point out?
Well, the nuance I hear is that it's added to the cooling system that you already have, which is what I'm saying. And I Googled it, and the best it can do is, I forgot what it was, the 50 degrees. If it's hot outside, I don't know if it's cold outside, the highest it can warm your house is 50 something degrees. That's the most warming it can do to a house. 50 something degrees in the wintertime. So there's nuance for sure. And the other one, the other way around. And she said it can reduce your bill and add to your cooling systems, which is exactly what I'm saying is due. The heavy burden will be conventional systems. I don't think she's saying nothing different. And I agree with her that yes, it's cooler down there, and motherfuckers, cooler floors and shit like that all the time in Arizona.
Now, what I'm hearing the nuance is, see, I'm hearing positive nuances, not negative ones. What I'm
Okay.
hearing is the better your building is insulated, the better this is gonna work.
Agreed.
Unless you can feel the outside temperature on the walls and the window, some of you
Right.
have to have a really good built building, and I promise you that shit's gonna be muy all the time, period.
It would
Even with
help.
just that system. So if your building is poorly or if it's just a shed, oh fuck, dude, what do you
No,
expect?
no, 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 no. This would
I'm
have to
just
be
saying, for example, if it's just
every
like a
building would
shed, the
have to
walls
be
are
made
shed,
new.
like
All buildings are,
you touch it, you can feel outside on your hand, you just burn it. Like what? You ain't gonna
even
get
if it's
nothing.
not even a regular building, it don't have to be a shed. Even a regular building would have to either be brought up to code or all would have to be new buildings with this insulated that you're talking about for this system to bring it up a few degrees. It still's not going to cool you totally on a hot summer day unless you're on the first floor. It'll give you a few degrees cooler, but it was not like AC or no shit. And they're
I
not
mean,
making
that's
that
fine.
claim.
It's not like we're supposed to it's not like we're supposed to fully rely on it if we can't. But here's what I'm saying. If we can, because your building is built well and the shit works and you keep your front door closed, you should be good. I mean,
You think this would work in Arizona, underground cooling?
I think it would. I think it would. I think it would work very, very well.
You've
And the
been to
reason why
Arizona, you know how hot it gets inside them
I'm in
buildings?
Arizona right now.
Very
What are
good.
you talking
Very
about?
good. Very good.
So I'm telling you it will work because I
Well,
remember
because
how hot it
because
would get my whole life. I remember.
so
I've been
you
out
know
here
that
forever.
you niggas live under AC. You live under AC in the house, in the car, go to work under
Not all
AC,
the time.
and do
No,
the
not
whole
all the
thing
time. Hell
reverse.
no.
Every one of you do
Hell
that.
no.
Who
No,
doesn't?
hell no. Look, if you're bougie, yeah, you do that for sure. But if you a thug, if you real, if you know what's up, if
I
you
know a
the
lot
type
of
one
people
and
in
you built for
Arizona. I've been
this,
with all of them.
look, if you built for this and you from here, you got windows down on the hottest days too when you driving your whip.
Yeah, I don't know how
There's
that
people
works.
that ain't down for this. They not down for it. You feel me? I ride with my windows down. I have to. I like the AC. It's cool, but if I don't feel outside, then how am I gonna be used to it? How can I
I
be
get it
outside
that
longer
works
than
for
everybody
you. I'm
else?
just saying most of the
So it's the
people
truth.
yes, but most of the people in Arizona do not do that. They want their house cool when they come home.
Okay, well you might be talking about white folks. Yeah, they be all up in the AC for sure.
Fucking
There's a lot
it was
of there's
103 at night. Not the last time, a
yeah.
couple times ago I was out there. 103 degrees
That's when
at
most people
night.
run the AC is at night. If we had the indoor cooling, we wouldn't need it. If the ground was keeping the air cool, we wouldn't need that. It would push all the hot air out the house.
It's just a pipe from underground where it's a little cooler. It is
Exactly.
not
And
air conditioning.
it funnels. I'm saying it funnels all of that in. And what I'm
Yes,
saying
but
is,
how
look,
cool do you think this air is that it's going to cool an Arizona house on a hot summer's day? If you think about it, when you go into a basement, you know how cool it is down there. It's not like AC, it's just cooler. And
I
that
gave you
comes
the
up
nuance.
into the house. It won't substitute.
I gave you the nuance already. Because
I don't know what
I'm
that means.
speaking.
I think that means it's not going to address
I
what I
gave
just said.
no. What you just said is nuance, and I gave you my nuance. You can try to defy it if you want to, but I'm telling you how it will work, and it depends on how well insulated your building is. You even agreed to that. And
So
if you apply that technology with a very
I heard what you
well-made
said. You don't have to
building,
repeat it. That did mean that you were
okay,
not going to
then that's
address. I
fine.
said, do you know how cool it is underground?
Dude just
Right?
said it's between 10 and 20. What?
I don't know. You've been in a fucking cave somewhere in your life.
I
You
don't
know
know what
how
to call it.
cool
I
it
don't know what
gets
to call it.
down there.
I know Fahrenheit. I don't know
Oh yeah,
in
yeah, Fahrenheit
Celsius.
and Fahrenheit. How
I don't
cool
know
the coolest
Fahrenheit,
that
but
it
it
gets.
said it was 10 to 20 degrees Celsius
I'm talking about your knowledge is what I'm asking
under the
you.
ground.
Do you have any
My
knowledge of
knowledge,
being underground and how cool it gets?
yes, I do
All
have
right.
knowledge of being underground and inside caves and shit. And
Very good.
how
I
cool it
figured
is
you
the deeper
did.
you go inside.
Right.
Now, if you're in there, it's way better. I'm talking about like you might even need a jack depending on how deep you go. Okay. for real, because it could get cold. And then when the air starts to get wet, it gets even colder.
Yeah, well, you couldn't do the wet air thing when you're doing AC and shit. You want to avoid moisture at all costs.
Yeah, but what I'm
However,
saying is,
yes, what the
in
part
that
that you did
case,
say, you understand how cool it gets, and I'll go for all of that. It gets nice and chilly down there. You may even want long sleeves. I can't imagine a jacket. Uh, and by the way, if you keep going down further, it gets hotter. People who dig tunnels underground, they don't put on jackets. They strip to their underwear, because the further you gets down, it gets hotter. So that cooling effect only works a little while down. And yes, maybe some sleeves. My point still holds. If it's 104 degrees at night and 117 degrees in the day, I don't care if you let all of that cool air up, it can't counteract 117 degrees on Arizona day.
yes, it
Because it's
can.
not,
And
it
I'm gonna
had to
tell
be
you,
refrigerant under
I'm gonna
there.
tell you, I'm gonna tell you how it'll work. Because, like I said, in the desert, even in the caves, when you go in there, it's way cooler. I'm talking about if you go far enough, you'll need a jacket.
Okay. I mean, I have experience with caves and all of that shit too. I got TV and videos. I know that it doesn't get so cold that niggas wear parkers because they're in a cave. That's not a thing. People who cave dives do not go with their winter gear. So you need a refrigerator down there to cool homes and especially office buildings. My point still holds. You did not offer them a viable solution. You're offering them pipe dreams. We don't do that here if it's so fucking great. In Arizona, y'all don't do y'all homes like that, but you'll give it to them.
They
You're
won't. They
so
won't allow us
nice.
to. They won't allow us to. See, look. Even here, Persian engineers been doing it for years. I'm telling
I
you, this is an
understand the
old
theory.
technique.
I'm
And
telling
then
you, it's an old technique.
even the ground when it gets cold and frosty, there's layers of the ground that stay cold under there for months, even through the summer, and you can dig deeper and the ground gets colder. This is what I'm trying to tell you. There's
This
a
is
lot
what
of
I've been telling
spots.
you. We are not disagreeing that it gets cold underground and all these things. We're talking about heating homes. We're not disagreeing that it gets cooler underground. I just said it that it's true.
Okay, so if you have enough air from underground replacing the air constantly from the air inside your house, and you have good insulation and your building is good, you don't think you're gonna feel all that air?
Well, it depends. I think you need to start with a foot of insulation, which no building has. So all your buildings must be
Or your
new.
building can be made of stone, and stones do their thing too.
Stones, if it's cold outside, that cold, it comes right to the wall. If you touch a stone building, it's freezing on the inside.
There are certain stones that are thick, and when you pick them up, they're not hot.
Okay, you got to get these technology to a whole city. It's just like walking into Chicago talking about use underground, you'll be fine. It gets cold under the earth, and everybody's got to transition to it and shit. I think it takes about 10 years to do that. This is what you're offering them, and then most of them got to re-insulate their homes, make all these adjustments to get these few degrees. So, this is what you're offering them. You wouldn't do it in your town. If someone came in and say, hey, listen, we're cutting off your electricity tomorrow. This is how you're going to get it now. Your cooling and heat will come from underground. Fuck you mean it's wintertime in Chicago? Underground. That's not offering nothing real. And I don't mean to jump on you, but you're an adult. You should be able to follow
Whatever.
logic.
I'm just gonna let you. I'm just gonna let you go ahead on your rant, cause
I'm
that's all I'm
done.
gonna
I'm
do.
just using logic. I don't,
I mean,
come
I'm
with
using
some
logic
counter
too.
logic. Okay.
So I'm telling you, if your buildings have been poorly made because they make them cheaply, and they have all these regulations, and they want them to be that way so they can charge you more money, and that's the way the system is designed. If that's how they've been making the buildings, yes, you would have to change a bunch of shit.
Thank you. That's how they've been making them. And that's even over here. Over there, they're just really fucked up,
I'm just
right?
saying. And then if everything's already blowed up, then build the new shit back. You missing my point, Joe. You missing
Perfect
my
opportunity to
point.
rebuild.
You forgot to use logic and ration. They ain't gonna have shit in a minute.
Yeah,
So
I'm
they
gonna
can
be
just build all new
rebuilding.
shit.
You know, we
See
got
where
the
I'm going with
companies
this?
ready.
I'm not giving them false hope. I'm giving them a restart because they resetting right now. Ground zero.
It's old people, man.
Bruh, this is wild.
I know you've been watching up on Israel, right? Israel been getting hit, bro. Israel been getting fucked up. And they're not used to it, right? They're used to dropping bombs on people, and nobody's used to Israel getting hit by the fucking bombs. It's crazy. But I've seen a lot of like people dying, and you know, it's fucked up. And because they had some people die, and so over there on the border of Palestine, they've been bullying a bunch of Jews, been beating up Palestinians or something. I don't know. And the Israel soldiers now, because of the other shit they got on, they just letting them go rampant in Palestine. Some of that shit, and they deserve it. Fuck them, you know. And they got caught. Matter of fact, it's in the news. One of the soldiers got caught talking shit. It was on the news too. I saw the clip of him where he was like, "They deserve it," you know. And now they like, he doesn't speak for all of us. Yeah, it was CNN. It's CNN. It was a CNN news, and they didn't know it was how big CNN is. And they went over there and told them to put their cameras down and put their guns on them and shit. And now they got to walk it back. Yeah, that shit, my news feed.
See, I'm over here looking at these different. I'm looking at these different sources because I was looking at vibrational frequencies, and then there's a way to make the dirt into solid stone.
I was saying a couple ways, but not without adding something like some concrete mixture into it or something.
No, it was based off of vibrations. And what happens is the dirt, especially if it's sand or granular,
right?
It's so solidified and concrete together that it can't be broken apart. And it was actually using some of the chemical composition of the stones from the pyramids and stuff.
Yeah.
It was showing how it was more granular and sandy. You know what I mean? So when I'm thinking about it, if it was possible, right? Which is something I wanted to check on. If it was possible,
Introducing
sounds and frequencies to not only move the heavy stones, but
to make them hard or soft.
Yeah, that would make it so much easier to do this kind of work that they were doing.
It'd be easier to make them soft. I can see a frequency shaking them apart, but putting them together, that's the hard part.
And that's why I'm telling you, frequencies are freaking awesome. And
we would agree. Many mysteries like
There has been
that
much
we
debate
don't
over the
use.
years as to which frequency of sound is
like when you see
more
on the
beneficial to
speakers,
humans. The 432 hertz frequency.
When you see on like they'll put a frequency and they'll put sand on the speaker, all these different patterns it takes with different so and so. There's a use for that which we don't know nothing about.
And that's what I'm starting to get into right now. And that's why I'm telling you it'll be easy to amplify electricity and solar capabilities. But we have to actually start to understand.
Okay, let me think about that one. Yes. Okay.
We got to understand the frequencies of the stones and the materials and the elements we're
I would agree. If we could
frequencies give off, then we can start combining frequencies.
Yeah.
And now we're making new
that doesn't sound horrible. The frequency, we could use a certain frequency. All it would take is a small amount of electrical power, and it's already there because these are solar panels, and we can make them much more effective. Yeah, I think we're far away from that one.
It makes a noise too. You can do it right now to yourself.
I don't know what that is. Audio electric reader.
Electric meters, when you're looking for whatever.
Yeah, and you stick them onto the car and wires and batteries.
Up in the air, and it'll do it. It'll make the same shit, the
I gotta try that. I've done that a million times. My brother was a mechanic, so we've been through a bunch of those different things. And my old man was the one who taught him, so
Especially
he had a
certain
bunch of
spots
them.
too. If you can find your geometrical location where your ley lines cross, it hits real hard right there. I don't know why, but
Okay, I'm assuming you're assuming at this point, but
it's experimental.
I'm open to
Because
anything.
like I know for a fact the ley lines that are near here are gonna be over near probably Grand Canyon and shit. I'm probably not allowed to go there.
But there's parts you can't go to, that's for sure. And there's parts you can go to.
And then it's like the Stonehenge is one of those places where ley lines crossed, I believe.
I don't know. I'd have to check because now that technology has come around, I've read many books, including the Da Vinci Code, that talked about all these famous places that laid on ley lines. But now that we actually have satellite, almost all of them just lies or way off, just wrong.
Yeah, but whatever's out there on those ley lines must be pretty crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure they found new shit now that they found exactly where the lines line up. They probably found new shit that lay on those lines too.
And ain't talking about nothing.
All of them Masons, right? They're not gonna spread the good shit.
Shit. All right, let's see what they talk
because of its long relation to music and also health benefits. Others claim that the 528 Hz one is the superior frequency we should be using. Each side of the discussion has some solid arguments which are rooted in history, mathematics, science, music, and above all else, wellness. But which frequency is actually best for us? What are the similarities and differences, if any, between these two? How can somebody pick between two frequencies that have been proven over time to stimulate and enhance humans? From tuning forks to instruments that can record sounds in space, and from ancient geniuses to today's scientists, there are plenty of options and information out there to help anyone make the right decision between these two frequencies. All it takes is a bit of research and an open mind about what you are likely to find.
So far,
what is the 432 Hz frequency? For many people, the 432 Hz frequency is already something quite familiar that they use every day. But for those that don't know much about it, here are a few things you should be aware of. First of all, this is one of the oldest frequencies ever used in tuning. It's so old, in fact, that there were instruments found in Egyptian sites that suggest it was used by the singers of the day. Yes, those instruments didn't necessarily have too much range to them, but archaeologists could still measure what kind of sounds they made and see what their frequency was. The 432 Hz frequency is mentioned pretty often in music history. That's because this is the frequency that Verdi and other composers used to tune their instruments before playing them. Although the composers liked using the 432 frequency, in 1939, it was decided to standardize all tuning to a 440 Hz frequency. There have been a lot of theories about this move, some of them even including the Nazis and the Rockefeller Foundation. Others even go further and say that the entire music industry is being used to corrupt people by using music designed to play.
Because he just pissed me off. His statement previously was there's plenty proof that this stuff can be used to change people. All you need to do is take a little looking. That's a hard claim. Finding proof that these frequencies have a measurable change on people. So I'm waiting for him to drop that, and he immediately goes to the conspiracy theory. Some people believe he didn't open with the proof. Makes me skeptical of him.
Well, I don't know. He's probably jumping to all the stuff people are about to say against it.
The 440 Hz frequency and so stimulate the aggressive side of people.
It wasn't until 1939 that an international conference held in London recommended to use A440 as a compromise between the various tuning systems used at the time, some of which reached beyond 450 hertz. In fact, the BBC required their orchestras to tune to A440 instead of A439 because 439 is a prime number, and that frequency was difficult to generate electronically with standard electronic clock.
The 432 Hz frequency is also closer to the Schumann resonance, or the frequency of the Earth. The Schumann resonance is at around 8 Hz, so tuning any instrument to a multiple of that, which 432 is, would give anyone doing so a much sharper sound, more in tune with the natural world around them. Granted, some may say that the Schumann resonance has changed over time, and it may not be a...
He still hasn't told me what it does to people. This is all I'm waiting on. The longer he takes to do it, the more I think he's a shyster. You don't tell me, does the resonance affect humans and how? He spent the first 3 minutes talking about the different resonance and ain't talked about how it affects people yet.
Well, he probably wants to give a little history before they state their claim.
Perfect 8 Hz. But considering that Schumann resonance was first measured in 1960, that's a pretty good match. 432 also appears in texts about the Great Flood, as described by the Babylonians. For them, 432,000 years passed between the moment of creation and the Great Flood. And they're not the only ancient civilization to connect this number to important things in their culture. Ancient Egyptians integrated numbers into their pyramids. The Great Pyramid is 1 to 43,200 in relation to the Earth as a matter of size.
Your day-to-day covered with Base 44.
My bad.
Mm-hmm.
Hit us with a commercial. You know how they do.
And then what about Khufu, the Great Pyramid? Okay, so you've got a pi and a phi pyramid here. You know, you can see on the right the phi pyramid. If the half base is 1, then the height is the root of phi, and the hypotenuse is phi. Unbelievable. And if the half base is pi, then the height is 4. And you've got the 7-11 ratio there of base to height. And normally it's given as 440 Egyptian royal cubits for the base and 280 for the height. But if you give the base in the long cubits, it's 432. The base of the Great Pyramid is 432 long cubits, and if you take the height, unbelievable, it's 432 times that 711.
Stonehenge also has some interesting connections to the number. Dividing the Platonic year of 25,920 by the number of stones used to construct the monument, which is 60, we get precisely 432. So ancient civilizations weren't so ignorant about the number as some may think. Even more so, they managed to include it in a lot of their works and even used it to do complex mathematical equations. That makes the number itself a part of both nature and the civilizations that have developed over time. What about the 528 Hz frequency? Maybe not as well known as the 532 Hz frequency, the 528 Hz has supporters that say it's even more important than the former. Although this can't really be confirmed in any way, the 528 Hz frequency has some interesting connections to history, science, and nature as well. When music was first theorized, 6 solfeggio frequencies were defined. This was one of them. Many say that this might even be the most important of them because it's the one considered to be used in many ancient religious chants. Although this idea has been disputed, many musical instruments found dating back thousands of years have been proven to be tuned to this frequency, or at least be capable of producing sounds that vibrate at that frequency. There are also some very impressive examples in our times of artists using the 528 Hz frequency to create music.
There's 9 core creative frequencies. In fact, these are the perfect circle of sound. This is called the perfect circle of sound. There's 9 notes that creates everything in the universe. The third note in that sequence is 528. The old original solfeggio, ancient musical scale that had 6 notes, these are 9 now, completes the circle, but the first notes were not do, re, mi, but ut, re, mi. Mi stands for Miragistorum in Latin, or miracles in English. So the miracle note of the universe is love. The miracle note of the universe is 528 Hz frequency, and it's the heart of everything.
But the 528 Hz frequency isn't limited to just music. Because light travels similarly to sound, this frequency can be used to express a light wavelength. And because the color is simple light perceived at various wavelengths, the 528 Hz frequency can be expressed as a part of the electromagnetic color spectrum. Some may be surprised that this frequency is very close to the center of that spectrum. It can even be linked to other celestial bodies. Just like 432 has a direct connection to the Earth, the 528 Hz frequency has a connection to the sun. That's because the sun has a measurable sound emitting from it at 528 Hz. Over time, scientists and researchers have also made a connection between Saturn and the 528 Hz frequency. That's because just as the Earth has its frequency that resonates into space, so do the other planets. And Saturn's has been measured to be at 528 Hz. 528 can also be found in math. The number is a Pythagorean one, and also has various implications in finding the value of pi and phi, both very important to ancient builders and mathematicians. Without these numbers, the pyramids themselves wouldn't have been constructed. Also, measurement units such as miles couldn't have existed. That's because there are exactly 5,280 feet in a mile.
If it wasn't for 528, you wouldn't have circles, you wouldn't have squares, you wouldn't have any sacred geometry. You wouldn't have pyramids. The pyramids are intimately constructed based on the mathematics of pi, phi. You wouldn't have pi or phi without 528. In other words, you wouldn't have anything without love.
Where do the frequencies differ? Although both frequencies have been known to have positive effects on humans, there are some differences between them that make people lean towards one or the other. For example, the 432 Hz frequency has been used to promote lower blood pressure, while the
So that was the first claim. Wait. That was the first claim he's made. That that frequency promotes lower blood pressure.
All right,
that was the first frequency. He's a piece of shit. It's 3/4 through the fucking thing. He is.
He wanted to give you all the claims of other people before he.
Well, he's an
528 Hz
ass.
frequency has been mainly used in studies regarding DNA regeneration and healing. But let's take it one.
Okay, DNA regeneration and healing, 528.
Wait. Okay, wait. Before you play. He's made a claim. He now must back it up. I don't give a fuck if anybody just tell me something like the other guy. It's the number of love. If he better tell me.
Let's take one at a time.
Yes, he better not just make a claim and abandon it. I'm saying he better say
The 432 Hz frequency is generally associated.
You ready?
Yeah.
Because I do gotta go work tomorrow.
I gotta go
The
get
fact
some
that music
clothes out
turned
the
to this
basement,
frequency
too.
helps reduce stress and helps people sleep better. It's been demonstrated that listening to 432 Hz music helps reduce the heart rate, having a calming effect on the person listening. It also stimulates positive thinking and well-being. This frequency has been used in meditations for centuries, as it helps stimulate and heal the root chakra. This is the chakra that's responsible for our feelings of safety and security. It's associated with the basic needs of any human, such as shelter, food, and water. The 432 Hz frequency is said to help focus energy on that chakra and make it more responsive to the energy from without. This way, people can experience a stronger sense of security. The 528 Hz frequency has been linked to the healing of the human body as well. For example, it has been called the love frequency. Although to some it may sound a bit confusing, it actually refers to the fact that during meditation, using music at 528 Hz, the body starts to develop a stronger sense of self-love. This is important because this way, negativity is driven out of the body, stimulating the heart chakra, located right in the solar plexus. This frequency is considered by many to be the most important one in the entire body.
The 528 Hz frequency is the main frequency of the so-called self-faccio healing frequency. It's an old frequency, and I think the most outstanding difference to a lot of frequencies, what's supposed to be called healing frequencies, that the 528 Hz frequency is not a man-made frequency. It's a frequency that occurs in the universe. It occurs in every living matter. It occurs in the humming of the bees. It occurs in the chlorophyll of the leaves. So it's something what is understood, the miracle DNA repair, what is so-called divine frequency.
Another benefit of the 528 Hz frequency is that it's been demonstrated by researchers to lower the levels of anxiety. Measurements made on people while listening to 528 Hz music showed an increase in oxytocin levels and a decrease in cortisol. This is what makes people feel less stressed and anxious. Also, the people in these tests concluded that a music-based therapy that uses sounds and music at this frequency could work to help people deal with stress and negative thoughts in their lives. Another study showed that the 528 Hz frequency promotes the breakdown of ethanol in the blood. This is what's contained in all alcoholic beverages. It also increases cell life by almost 20%. This could lead to many breakthroughs in many.
That's a lie.
To those bowls a lot.
That's a lie.
Those bowls feel so good.
I got friends who use them too. I hate to be the negative dude, but I gotta be. I'm the adult here. I'm sorry. That might have been disrespectful. He just said that using this frequency is known to make the cells 20% stronger. I think that was an outright lie. I've never heard of that. Anybody, even making that claim that this frequency makes your cells stronger, let alone say 20%, as if someone studied this. I think he just lied to me. The rest he was saying it's opinion. This one, it sounds like a lie. But let it play.
Any fields of medicine, particularly those that deal with liver and blood cell regeneration. Also, speaking of liquids, the 528 Hz frequency.
He got specific.
Not really. I mean, kinda, but what's the
has been used in other areas as well. For example, it has been successfully used in the
This is 528 right now.
cleaning up of a patch of water affected by the BP Deepwater Horizon oil spill. Scientists concluded that after using music at 528 Hz, the water was cleaned and safe once again for marine life. Granted, some will say that it was just a fluke, but scientists that replicated the experiment in controlled conditions arrived at the same results.
The universe is made of water. Not only does the Bible say that, but NASA science proved that about 10 years ago when they discovered water throughout space.
Going from this observation,
You making that claim, you gotta look that one up. So does 528 Hz, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm looking it up in medical practice.
Does it help purify water? Or you can ask that.
I mean, I wouldn't have to. I saw what it took to purify it. I mean, I'll ask next. Right here, I got, do they use it in medicine? That's what I'm looking at right now. And I don't know, it might take a minute. I ain't found none yet.
Yeah, go ahead.
theorized that our bodies, being made up of over 50% water, we could use the same principles as described in the experiment and influence it in order to make it better or to get rid of any bad energy it might store. Where are the frequencies similar? Although the two frequencies differ greatly as to what they are used for, they also have a lot in common, starting with the fact that they have both been used by composers and singers over the years to create music. They're among the oldest frequencies used, and many examples of these can still be found in ancient texts that talk about chanting, or even in objects, such as Himalayan bowls, used for meditation and relaxation. Both have also been used in healing therapies around the world, from the ancient Eastern medicine centers all the way to the modern Western hospitals and clinics. These frequencies have been, in one way or another, used to treat various illnesses, and are still the basis for several ongoing types of research and studies about how sound and vibration can cure the human body at a molecular level. But the similarities aren't just based on usage and origins. The numbers themselves make the two frequencies unique. First of all, they have both been linked to Pythagoras in one way or another. 528 is an example of Pythagorean triples, while 432, although not such a triple, has been mentioned by Pythagoras in many writings and calculations regarding the golden ratio and the determination of pi and other important mathematical values. Also, the sums of both numbers also have a certain importance. The sum of 432 is 9, while the sum of 528 is 6. This led many to the conclusion that the two numbers, and thus the two frequencies, must be complementary to each other. It's a sort of yin and yang energy between the two. That's also why many people use these frequencies alternatively. How and when to use these frequencies? Both the 432 Hz frequency and the 528 Hz one have been successfully used by people all over the world and in almost every age in order to adjust their interior vibrations or to enhance certain parts of their person. So a series of therapies and methods of usage have been developed over the years. One of these methods is simply listening to music that is played at these frequencies. Remember that 432 is great for when you have those long drives and need something soothing to help you stay calm, while 528 is perfect for when you're having an off day and want to feel better about yourself. Another way you can use the two frequencies is when you want to meditate. You simply have to find a tuning fork that is tuned to the frequency you desire, and then just start and match that frequency with your voice. Himalayan bowls work just as fine for creating that ambiance that helps you get into a state of mental relaxation and inner exploration. Simply find yourself a quiet place and focus all of your energy and thoughts on fixing what you consider is wrong with you. Make sure that the music you're using is the right one for the occasion, and just let it do the rest. So, which frequency is best? Well, this is where it gets tricky. That's because there isn't a sure way of answering such a question. It's like comparing apples to oranges. They're both fruits, but each has its separate benefits and can't really be substituted one for another. Although there's still an ongoing debate about which frequency is the best, the point is that they're both unique and have their own separate benefits when it comes to the human body. Some may be partial to the 432 Hz frequency because they're more musically inclined. But that doesn't mean that 528 Hz frequency is anything to sneeze at. Sure, it may not be as popular or have that many speculations around it, but it does come with a very solid portfolio of various research and medical tests to prove that it is indeed very useful to people all over the world. The idea is that one does not cancel the other out. Each can be used for a specific purpose and also have fantastic results on the human body and mind. They're both something that we can use in order to heal our bodies and make our spirits more receptive to higher vibrations coming from places that we may not be able to perceive yet.
All right, I looked them both up. The first one is they were saying it's used in relaxing, like it's the bowl. So they say that's used and proven to help make you calm when you listen to that note. All right, I'll give you that one. It's not a big stretch. And the oil one found the exact study. And the guy in the study says that it absolutely worked 100%, broke up the oil in the Gulf of Mexico. And I have a doctor friend who could prove it. Outside of him, though, everybody else said it's bunk and it was very few. He's the only article I found that said it's possible was his. And everybody else said either from it can't be done to being outright rude to the guy. All right, those two. All right, I'm gonna let you go too, man. I still got food I gotta put up in the kitchen. I didn't finish laundry, so I got a few things to do before I can lay my head down. It was nice rapping with you, man, and I don't know, and it was good seeing all this weird shit.
I know, right? Because there's bells and all kinds of shit in these frequencies, tuning forks and everything. This goes deep,
Yes. All right. Later, man.
All right, later, man. It's pretty much time to close out anyway. So, all right. Aphrodite, you back or are you still gone? All right. Without further ado, guys. It looks like today was a day. There's a lot going on in the background. Shit, I know I'm hungry, so I need to get my ass kicked to the curb, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But you know how it is. We're gonna end it off with some of these for you. And I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Everybody that came today, I appreciate you. You are a winner. This one's for you.
I say tonight, members of Congress, the state of our union is strong. Our country is winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much. And I say, no, 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 you're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud.
Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. Aphrodite, check. You here yet? Or you gone? You sleep? What you doing? Sleep? All right, she sleep, y'all. All right, well, shit. Looks like it's just me here, huh? All right, so today was a good show. You know, we got enlightened. We did a bunch. We figured some things out. We have some good talking points. Opinions were running wild today. That was good stuff. Our special guest, Aphrodite, was amazing. All right, she was fun. And what we need to remember, guys, is Joe, yes, gotta give Joe the kudos. Bam, salute to Joe. But we need to remember today, tomorrow, and moving forward. Being better is gonna be what is on our agenda. Like, we have to be better. We have to get smarter. We can't just let ourselves be fooled by nonsense. We have to think outside the box, and we need to be able to hear other people's opinions without butting heads. And if you don't agree with them, or if you don't like what they said, just keep it to yourself for a moment, or find a constructive way to mention it. Or don't mention how you don't like their idea, just give your idea. And then you guys can weigh and measure and see if there's a combination of the two, maybe even pros and cons, you know. So let's just be fair. Let's be even. Life is lifing, okay? Life is lifing, yo. What? Y'all not ready for this. But we about to drop a couple of these right here, and then you guys can stop looking at my face.
Get ready.
Yeah, you should know who it is by now, right? If you don't, you need to go look into my past. I got so many of these things. Since I started the game, legendary my name. Got the new car, now I'm flying. Brand new entertainment, baby. Since I started the game, legendary my name. Free flow off the head, baby, yeah. I'm flying a plane. Since I started the game, legendary my name. Copped a new car, now I'm flying a plane. Since I started the game, legendary my name. Copped a new car, now I'm flying a plane. Well, you know how the game go. Always make a move, bro. Money on my mind, so you know I'm never going too slow. Gotta catch up to my dough. Can't let time slip away. Rolex on my wrist. Still, oh shit, nigga got that new kit. Oh damn, just got a click too for my new blam. You know what's up when a nigga come through with that stick going ham. I ain't trying to do it, but nigga got to prove it. Cause everybody acting like a nigga wouldn't do it. Since I started the game, legendary my name. Legendary my name. And I copped a new car. Copped a new car. Now I'm flying the plane. Now I'm flying the plane. Career was always in my sight, so I see it clear, and then you know I'ma fly to my next destination, cause driving taking too long, man. I gotta save time. Since time is money, I'm finna stay rich cause I'm young. Well, I'm 33 and I'm still looking 20 like dumb. Oh, everybody on a nigga like Top Gun, so when I bust out my pistol, you know I'm shooting off some. No, I'm silly, yeah, I get really silly, giddy, gritty, a nigga greedy, so damn, I greet them and I go, I ain't even trying to wait on niggas cause they be moving too slow, so let me go around cause you know that sound when I come through, bam, bam, a nigga down, ham, all day, you knew who it was, so get it up. Since I started the game, legendary my name. Cop the new core, now I'm flying them planes. Since I started the game, legendary my name. Cop the new car, now I'm flying the plane. Yeah. I got some questions I need to ask myself. Really need to ask myself. I just don't even know anymore. What do I really want to do? Where do I really want to go? Who do I really want to be? Man. Yo. What do I really want to do? Where do I really want to go? Who do I really want to be? Man. I try to do the right thing all the time. I'm like a hero online. Shit, I come through, save lives all the time. Bust out with the heels and now everybody living life at full health. I'm on, bro, I'm getting that wealth. And I'm trying to put everybody else on. I got the belt, the champion. Every time you see me running in the zone. Playing in the game, always in the zone. And when we got the home field, you know we insane. Shit. Hit me on my phone and you know I'm hopping on the next plane. You know what's up. Shit, let's hit them up. Party over here, then we party over there. Come back to the crib, kick it with the kids. That's just how I live. Family biz. This is how we go. Rolling back and back and forth from coast to coast. This is how we go. Back and back. All over your city, going back to back and we coast to coast. All over your city, zoom, zoom, zoom with my vroom, vroom, vroom. Got a new one of those sneak. Damn, oh shit, it's neat. Damn, unique. Damn, it's neat, unique, neat, chic. Oh shit, that nigga complete. Never see defeat, then I'll erase a nigga delete, gone. Run this shit all day like track meet, boy. You know we be doing this shit. Back at home, it was all legit. Everybody so fitted up and we be sick. Glistening like diamonds, a motherfucking trick. Yeah, we ain't even got a trick, know what I'm saying? But it's like a magician, straight illusion. Nah, nigga losing, straight cruising in my zoomer, nigga. Yeah, I'm pushing, zooming through the traffic, bopping and weaving, attacking, knocking niggas, no sleeves. Damn, how you act? It's too high in this bitch, let's get it cracking. Arizona, PA checks, you already know. You know we on them, who's next? Everybody in a row, straight Q shot. Oh my god, nigga, yeah, you lose a lot. 50 cal, long shot. Oh damn, heart stop when a nigga go blam blam. I don't give a fuck, brains everywhere, going ham. Oh, what do I really wanna do? Where do I really wanna go? Who do I really wanna be? Man, what do I really wanna do? Where do I really wanna go? Who do I really wanna be? Man, shit. checks in the mix where it's hella hot. We thirsty so we snatch your water, go to Jelena. If that shorty is your daughter, she a hella thot. And her mama bombshell in the hella dry. Pop up with my niggas, got that killer cop. Sheriff Joe run up quick, tryna blow my spot. On the road, riding dirty, got a district crop. Banging ass green grams, wait out on the dock. If Molly coming to the party, Lucy want me to pop. 2C eye to eye, can you see mine's eye? Never mind, let me wine, dine, and dazzle your mind. If you're trying to catch up, then turn up behind. I carried on our date, just to kumquat her grape. I got the appetizers and peach sliders for your plate. I kiwi all you palm slices. I got diced fruit for your fade. Okay, enough with your fruity pebbles, loops, or mini chips. We eating on that A1, saucing on them dead. We real ones, we go-getters too. Go get those insons, pimps and hustlers, dude. blowing smoke into the air. Fuck you, miss, while we cruise. I don't play fair, but never break the rules. Smoking cigs and bottle runs. Local banging ass niggas. Bless the bottle, light 'em up. Got bitches hanging ass niggas. If you can see me now, maybe hating ass niggas. Where you been when I had nothing ass nigga? Don't be coming round now. You can't hold nothing ass nigga. Now I'm up. Here you showing up ass nigga. With or without you, I was finna get it. Just be proud of the fact that one of us made it. 88 checks in the mix where it's hella hot. We thirsty, so we snatch your water, go to Jelena. If that shorty is your daughter, she a hella thot. And her mama bombshell finna hella drop. Pop up with my niggas, got that killer cop. Sherry Joe running quick, tryna blow my spot. On the road, riding dirty, gotta dish the crowd. Banging ass green grams, wait out on the dot. If way back when you was with me when I rolled, you be here smoking blips with me. Cups hella full, taking sips with me. Nah, I'm out here on the hustle in this industry. Yeah, grab my wifey, nuzzle up between the sheets. Kiss her softly, make that wet spot on the sheet. I'm with my cousin, have another dream. Turn the music up with a blip of the street. The money stack rising. Like the hit at the peak of the day. High noon, it gets way too hot to play. Seriously, the time to get paid is all we get. In this day out with the ass with the 2 pieces. Knocked out KO, got that 2-piece. Eat this, eat this. You niggas that's hungry for beef, beat this. Fucking with me is a dream. Y'all niggas sleepless. If I had you on the scale, y'all niggas wait place on the corner with the pill, hands out. Y'all niggas shameless. Roll up to your spot, burn y'all niggas faceless. Talking all that shit. The bullets, y'all niggas nameless. The SAZ rollers out here, y'all niggas ain't shit. 88 checks in the mix where it's hella hot. We thirsty, so we snatch your water, go to Jelena. If that shorty is your daughter, she a hella thot. And her mama bombshell finna hella drop. Pop up with my niggas, got that killer cop. Sheriff Joe running quick, tryna blow my spot. On the road, riding dirty, gotta dish the crowd. Banging ass green grams, wait out on the dot. Grand New Entertainment, go ahead, baby. That free flow is for Brand New Entertainment, baby. Can't even copy that shit. Going ham in this bitch. Hey. Yeah. Money in these checks. What's next? What's next? What should I do? Tell me what should I do? What should I do? Getting money in these checks. What's next? What's next? What should I do? Baby, what should I do? Checks. Money in these checks. What's next? Tell me what should I do? Baby, what should I do? Baby, all this money and all these checks. What should I do? Baby, what should I do? Yeah, I'm getting this money so much. I'm tripping cause I gotta spend so much. Can't hold it because then they coming for it. If I stockpile, I can't afford it. Damn, that's fucked up. They take all the money that you making, bruh. If you ain't spending that shit, damn, that's the time you take it. So I guess they want us to throw it back in society so we don't break it. Smash that shit. So if I wanna buy some shit, I guess I gotta get taxed on all of it. Unless it's low key. Black market is somewhere my homies be chillin'. So you know we be dealin'. You know me. Money in these checks. Tell me what's next. What should I do, baby? What should I do? Getting all these money in checks. What should I do, baby? What should I do? Tell me. Getting all these monies in checks, baby. What should I do, baby? What should I do? Getting all this money in checks, baby. What should I do? Tell me what should I do? Money, yeah, it's always on my mind. Cause I'm counting on my mom, counting all the time. Damn, I just amounting to something that I didn't have in mind. Now I gotta keep going and leave the whole world behind. Something like I'm Joe Beso. Just trying to kick back, damn, these pesos keep stacking back to back, that's for sure. I don't even know where to spend all of this dough. shit. Guess I gotta stockpile on my stock shit. I'm obnoxious and I'm feeling nauseous. Cause all this money coming now, nigga feeling, oh shit. Stop it, money ain't everything, I know it. Tell me what should I do? Money and all of these checks. Tell me what do I do? All of these dollars. When I'm getting all this money and all these checks. Tell me what should I do? What should I do with all this money and checks? Baby, what should I do? Getting money and checks. Baby, what should I do? What should I do? Baby, what should I do? Getting all this money in checks, baby, what should I do? Tell me what should I do? While I'm getting all this money in checks, baby, what should I do? Baby, what should I do? You. While I'm getting all this money in checks, tell me what should I do? Baby, what should I do? I got some questions I need to ask myself. Really need to ask myself. I just don't even know anymore. What do I really want to do? Where do I really want to go? Who do I really want to be? Man. Yo. What do I really want to do? Where do I really want to go? Who do I really want to be? Try to do the right thing all the time. I'm like a hero online. Shit, I come through, save lives all the time. Bust out with the heels and now everybody living life at full health. I'm on, bro. I'm getting that wealth and I'm trying to put everybody else on. I got the belt, the champion. Every time you see me running in the zone, playing in the game. Always in the zone, and when we got the home field, you know we insane. Shit, hit me on my phone, and you know I'm hopping on the next plane. You know what's up? Shit, let's hit 'em up. Party over here, then we party over there. Come back to the crib, kick it with the kids. That's just how I live. Family biz, This is how we go. Back and back and forth from coast to coast. This is how we go. Back and back and coast to coast. This is how we go. All over your city. Going back to back and we coast to coast. All over your city. Zoom, zoom, zoom with my broom, broom, broom. Got a new one of those sneak. Damn, oh shit, it's neat. Damn, unique. Damn, it's neat, unique, neat, chic. Oh shit, that nigga complete. Never see defeat, then I'll erase a nigga, delete, gone. Run this shit all day like track meet, boy. You know we be doing this shit. Back at home, it was all legit. Everybody so fitted up and we be sick. Glistening like diamonds, a motherfucking trick. Yeah, we ain't even got a trick, know what I'm saying? But it's like a magician, straight illusion. Nah, nigga losing, straight cruising in my zoomer, nigga. Yeah, I'm pushing, zooming through the traffic, bopping and weaving, attacking, knocking niggas, no sleeves. Damn, how you acting? It's too high in this bitch, let's get it cracking. Arizona, PA checks, you already know. You know we on them, who's next? Everybody in a row, straight Q shot. Oh my god, nigga, yeah, you lose a lot. 50 cal, long shot. Oh damn, heart stop when a nigga go blam blam. I don't give a fuck, brains everywhere, going ham. Oh, what do I really wanna do? Where do I really wanna go? Who do I really wanna be? Man, what do I really wanna do? Where do I really wanna go? Who do I really wanna be? Man, shit. You already knew that. Brand new entertainment. Going to have
damn, this shit exclusive.
My little homegirl put me on. She said, one, this shit brand new, free flow. Lately rappers been acting like this is not an art. Huh, you forgot about that part. Lately rappers been acting like this is not an art. Huh, you forgot about that part. Lately rappers been spitting like they ain't got a heart. Because when I step to the game, I rip that shit apart. My evolution with the Gyarados from Magic Carp, and I ain't finished shopping till the whole world is in my cart. When you bucking with me, get you the role and play your part.
If you do not want to
functionality and strategize your smart bend. Motion to reality, always feel this hard. Only if the universe keeps dealing shitty cards. I'm trying as hard as I can against all of the odds. Pushing as hard as I could is what got me so far.
Watch these
but
videos.
What are my chances of actually reaching the stars? Still, I will never get up tatted over my heart. Never get senses hiding in my weed up in the jar.
If you don't want to understand, if you are not here
when it comes to the game, I'm an ego, you're
something that's outside of your own mind, and accept others' minds and opinions, the way they think for themselves, you do not belong.
That shit sounds bizarre. Your favorite rapper try hard, still is a mark.
If you are not
still
trying
like
to
the fuel to the game,
be positive, if you are not trying to help create solutions while we discuss the problems and how they got here,
barbecue your
you
beef
do not
up like
belong
the
here.
seats in my car.
Negativity, hate, disrespect, name calling, those things will not be allowed here on this platform and not in this empire. We are the ones, the true Americans, that want to be free and stand as we have always stood.